What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the North American PUBG Opens Fall 2019. I'm Mustache Dave, joined with Smash Shouts, aka Ben over here. So we're gonna hear you shouting a lot today.
Yeah, it should be a lot of shouting.
A lot of shouting. Before we get into things, make sure you go check out the YouTube channel,
yeah, definitely.
PUBG Mobile Esports. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, or else Smash Shouts will
shout at you, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I've got going for me at the moment. Shouting, yelling, and raving. Make sure you do download the game too if you are interested in playing PUBG Mobile. It's free on the iOS and the Google Play Store as well. Lots of new game modes. A new Walking Dead collab too, so you got to get the
motorcycle skins.
Yeah, got to get the motorcycle skins.
Got to do all the questing to get the puzzle unlocks over here. So good luck grinding out there.
You've been grinding it out back at the hotel?
Doing my best. Doing my best when I can.
Yeah, well, this is how the groups are set. We've got 32 teams, and that's in the phase we're at the moment, playing 24 matches. And from there, we'll go down to 24 teams. They'll play 24 matches. And from there, we eliminate another 8. And we get 16 teams. They'll play 10 matches to decide who will move on in the tournament to the global finals in Malaysia towards the end of the year. This is how they get points to move on. It's 20 points for a chicken dinner. Second place will net you 14. Third place, 10 points, and then it's a kill. Every kill you get, it's 1 more point.
Yep.
You can see the placement points fall off pretty heavily, so you want to be staying alive for as long as possible, that's for sure.
11th through 16th, you'll get 1 point, so thanks for trying, I guess.
Yeah, it's a consolation prize, but it's not what you're going to be wanting.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. Here's the point.
These are the teams we have today. Big names include Tempo Storm, Spacestation Gaming, who have been active on Twitter, releasing an absolute banger of a tweet.
Yeah.
Team Totality, Revenant are in there as well. Some improved teams coming through as well. Infinex Gaming are actually at the top of the pops at the moment with after 8 games played for all the teams, so they're on form, I guess. The alien mascot.
I'm a little upset because Cloud9's not in today, and you mentioned Space Station. They taking some shots at them.
They were taking some
shots at Cloud9, but I believe we'll see them tomorrow face each other. Possibly, I'll need to get an update on that. But yeah, like you said, these are today's groups: Space Station Gaming, Tempo Storm, Omen, Elite. A couple teams that I'm going to be watching out for, and of course, yesterday the Revenants didn't do too hot. So
no, they didn't do too hot, but they're still finding themselves in 8th position at the moment.
But they didn't perform like how you kind of told me that we should be watching them.
I thought they were going to come out guns blazing, but it turned out they were a little quiet on the day. Omen Elite, a team that you just highlighted there, they have some phenomenal talent. So they started to pick up the pace towards the end of their last day of play. So hopefully we can see them get some big frags today, some big kills and some big chicken dinners. These are the teams that have collected chicken dinners so far. Look at that. That is a lot of chicken dinners spread around this top 8.
I'm looking forward to 8 DP today. Yesterday,
8 DP? Yeah,
I mean, they only got 1 chicken dinner yesterday, but I feel like they got so many points yesterday as a whole. They were just always in the top, and today they're going to have that momentum from yesterday's confidence to come in here, and I am going to go on a bold prediction, say 8 DP, top 5 after today.
Top 5?
Bold prediction. It's a bold prediction. What can I say?
Very well could be after today. We are missing some big teams. We won't be seeing the Pittsburgh Knights or Cloud9 today, but we will be seeing Infinex Gaming try and increase their lead. This is more of the same. Tempo Storm, they're looking to break into the 8 at the moment. They're just sitting outside. Space Station Gaming, a lot of talk, but no walk at the moment.
They're walking today. They're walking today.
This is their day. I want to see it happen. I want to see
they're getting that chicken dinner.
Space Station get out there. I want to see Rolex on Space Station and really hit his mark.
Straight flexing on us, man, with that Rolex.
Yeah, they got Rolex. Yeah.
Rolex, Juicy, Beach, and Angry. So a couple players that have some good synergy together today. I think today they should be making that comeback like you mentioned.
Method moved up quite a few spots after yesterday's games. They had a better run of it. So hopefully today they can keep their momentum and keep going forward. Savage Hearts, they'll be featuring today too. So
another team that will Method. Yesterday they were in 32nd place.
Yep, and they moved up really quickly actually. They rapidly climbed the charts. There's more of the teams to come. These are the teams that will be eliminated if the standings stay the same. They won't, of course. The teams still have the opportunity to play 4 more games, I believe. So they'll all finish up on 12. Angry Men will finish up on 11 because they did miss out on one of the games.
Feels bad.
But they'll give. These are our kill leaders, by the way. Espinoza did get taken over by HH24 yesterday. Simple from Infinex. We haven't seen him for a few days, but he will be back in action today. Rojas as well. He'll be around 5 a.m. or Sam as he's known.
Oh yeah.
Won't have his opportunity to add to his tally today, but can imagine in the future he won't be too far off that leaderboard.
Yeah, I'm trying to check. Totality, they're not in today, are they?
I believe Totality are not in today.
They're not in, so no. HH24, he's going to have a nail biter. back at home.
He'll
He's
be
gonna be biting his nails like, oh, I can't let my 24 kills slip away. I don't know. Today might be the day that that does.
Yeah, it is after 8 games played. So everyone's played 8 games and they're even at the moment for the games played. So of course, at this mark, 2/3 of the way through, he's at 24. He's clear of the pack with 2 kills above them. But that could all change today if Revenants have a big one. This is the map of Erangel. It is a fantastic map.
Nice map.
Beautiful. My second favorite. Miramar is my favorite, actually. Yeah, I've been really falling in love with Miramar of recent.
Let's see who's the flexer today. Let's see who's got the.
Well, that's it. We're gonna have to see the plane skin.
Yesterday was Let's Rock all day long.
It is gonna be a Let's Rock skin, I believe, too. But
so it has to be someone from Group. What is it? D then. Someone
yeah, we'll have to be Group D. We'll have to check out, and you can find out who will be doing that plane skin. If you are doing the plane skin, please own up to it on Twitter.
Own up to it. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
I've been trying to come down
in South America. It's Senna B from Brazilian Killers. He's always painting the plane.
What does it look like? What
he's had a few. He's had the alien one that's come out. He's had there was this big red one that came out. So he changes it up a little bit, but very artistic man, Senna B.
Da Vinci. We remember Da Vinci from
Da Vinci, yeah,
behind
our
the
first
wall,
cast together.
looking like a witch tonight.
Yeah, he's got a witch skin on, so a bit of
skin.
Halloween spookiness coming out from Da Vinci.
October.
Yeah, a big holiday for you Americans. October and Halloween, yeah, very big.
Already taking tips and tricks for whatever my Halloween costume should be so far. Couple options.
Got a good one?
Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Yeah,
that could be a bit of a banger, that one. Simple too, you just need a big green suit.
Well, another one I saw on Twitter was like a UFO.
A UFO?
Like, there's like a green UFO, it's inflatable, and then your head goes to the front. It's like you're getting abducted.
Oh, that's all right.
You kind of need to see it. I'm not really describing it. But here we go. ATP first circle is going to go on up. Not too bad for a lot of the lobby. They shouldn't be too worried with circle number 1.
No, the military base is unoccupied at the moment as the plane did not go anywhere near it. It was a southwest plane to northeast. So military base is unattended. You imagine one team would rotate in there, take advantage of the loot, and then leave.
I don't know. I don't know if that would be worth it, to be honest with you.
You will take a bit of blue damage.
Time is against them if they do that.
Certainly is. You might take a bit of blue damage, but eventually you'll work your way back in. So the circle is favoring the teams that went to George Paul. Also, Rozhok is pretty much smack bang. So eventually the circle will decide if it is north or south of that Rozhok River.
And we've seen the circle multiple times, too, throughout the group stages as well. And it's kind of a toss-up. So you mentioned Omen Elite. I'm going to be looking forward to them performing. I was actually speaking with Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And I asked him, like, why have you guys been performing so poorly, in my opinion, just because the hype surrounding them. He was like, listen, Dave, listen.
Yeah.
We're going to make it, all right?
You're going to make it?
Yeah, they're going to make it.
We're all going to
make it to the semifinals. And then after that is when they're going to be coming out with that big 5-head play where they're going to be showcasing their raw skill, raw talent, and really pulling up. But right now, they're just cruising for a bruising.
Well, you do have to make yourself into, top 24 teams, and points are reset, so you can have another opportunity.
Wi-Fi said easy.
Wi-Fi said easy? That does not surprise me. Wi-Fi, confident young man. Good to see. You like that on your star players. As Blood and Loyalty have already cleaned up a kill. I believe that was on to HQA Gaming. This is around the Pachinki area. They have
Tempo
a lot of players in this area. Yeah, we've seen Tempo drop in Pachinki. We've also seen Blood and Loyalty waste a lot of time in Pachinki when they've been into fights. So
last game last night, though, for Blood and Loyalty was probably their best game, though.
I think it was their best game.
They got a couple points. They finished high up, and they actually showcased their raw skills. I believe it was, was it Kobe?
Kobe, yeah, was one of the players.
Yeah, it was just he did a jump spray against the wall.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can continue on with that momentum as well. But facing Tempo Storm this early on could be deadly.
Yeah, it could be Tempo Storm. They're one of my teams I want to hope to move up today. They're not sitting at the most optimal place in the standings right now. I think they're on the second page. They're around that 9th mark.
Yep, 9th place exactly. They got 37 kill points, 63 placement points with a total flat 100
flat 100. So they're going to look to add to that tally today. And I hope that, personally, that they can get up there because you like to see those Raynad teams getting right up in there. Big fan of Raynad.
Raynad, okay.
Yep, Rain Noodle.
Well, let's see if Rain Noodle is going to be cheering right now because we're facing a squad. Facing a squad in Pachinki getting stinky.
Ooh, it is getting stinky.
Ringing out.
The shots are ringing out. The tags have happened onto the Tempo players. They found 2 of themselves in the same building. It's not optimal. 25 bandages actually on this player, so he is set for life if he got the whole squad's bandages. But one of the Blood and Loyalty players has been pushed already, as Chubby is. Rick's usually the flanker of the side, is trying to negotiate that window real quick. It has been a bit of a stuff one.
No helmet though on Rick, so we'll need to be careful peeking over here.
Brain's pretty vulnerable now, but there is more Blood and Loyalty players putting tags in onto Tempo Storm. Does miss his timing just a little bit, does Rick, so that Tempo player will manage to cross safely. Ray Noodle, if you are listening, one of those tie-dye t-shirts, the rainbow ones, would not go down too badly, I reckon.
Make it 2.
Make it 2? All right. Dave wants 1 too, so that's 2.
Mustache Dave _.
Mustache.
Yep. Smash shouts.
That's it.
Hit us up.
Twitters. Hit us up on the Twitter sphere.
So this fight looks like they're going to be both kind of just at a standstill right now, right? They're trying to get multiple angles. We see Tempo Storm kind of spreading out amongst the buildings. Same things with Rick and his squad. There's no reason to push. There's no reason to be so aggressive and push right now. They're smack in the middle. So they can kind of play this one out.
You'd expect the side of Blood and Loyalty, now they have lost a player, to try and back off, find some cars, and get out of there. But the spray comes down as they're trying to cross. The angle is covered, though. So, Rick, you're a brave man for poking that out.
That was good.
Tempo always had the angles covered. Almost goes down, not quite, as Tempo poking around. So
Rain's angle's nice right now, up here on the high.
Yeah, Rain's angle is very nice. He was able to save his buddy by pressuring out Rick to suppressing fire. It was a bit more than a bit of suppression.
And Rain has a helmet. Rick, still no helmet over there.
Yeah,
so that's why we saw that get so chunked down. Looks like they are going to be pulling off this one. Not confident.
As expected.
Popping back into Pachinko.
See, if Rick didn't have a helmet in Australia and he's around this many big trees, you'd be scared of the magpies. The magpies in Australia, they swoop you.
A magpie?
Yeah, it's a bird. Very territorial.
Okay.
Not very friendly.
Ooh, Tempo Storm, they're chasing this one down. They aren't too happy with being fired upon this early on. I believe Kraken might have spotted the vehicle in the distance. Well, I don't know.
There was actually one player on foot from Blood and Loyalty, but he's managed to escape so far. It looks like they're going to come back and they're going to come back and pick him up with the vehicle. No, all right.
There you go.
Yeah, get out, mate.
Fake out. We got it. So they're going to be pulling off this one.
So they netted themselves a kill onto HQA.
Yeah.
They did trade a member out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not the worst start, but not the best start.
And we got Ariana Grande blasting right now, so we're good to go.
I'm 90% sure that isn't actually Ariana Grande.
It's not?
No, I'm 90% sure that there's
it
no way.
It sounds just like it.
It does sound very
just
similar.
Like her.
Very similar, but...
Are you sure? She has a song that I watch a lot of Ariana Grande.
Is it in PUBG? Because, I mean, that's some big licensing fees
there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
PUBG Mobile, they got all these DJs and stuff. Haven't you seen the finals last time? There's that Alan Walker.
Oh, that's true. Alan Walker was there,
Yeah. DJ Khaled, he did a little dance on the stage for PUBG Mobile one time.
All right. PUBG Mobile.
Will Smith.
Dropping bands.
Yeah,
Will Smith
showed up. PUBG Mobile's making moves, my man.
Yeah, big moves. I mean, the crossovers are nuts. I saw the Godzilla crossover.
After yesterday's conversation about Cracker Barrel, there might be a
that'd be a good
underway.
partnership, actually.
Yep.
This is a good compound to have, as we see the side of Wildcard. Setting themselves up. Alucard had a decent day yesterday. He was stayed alive for a very, very long time. They find themselves on 6 on the standings at the moment. As we swap over.
Europia Gaming.
They are in the Ruins position at the moment, which isn't a bad one to have. It is pretty central. The first circle has moved in. A few teams did try their luck on the military island.
Oh, Totality. They are playing.
Are they? Yeah, okay.
There you go.
There they are.
So we are going to have some HH24 play over here.
They are. So he can increase his lead.
Double his score tonight, maybe.
Double his score?
Double.
24 kills in 4 games? Okay.
Listen, yesterday the fire was heated up, right?
He was.
One game was like 9 or 10 kills.
He came out of nowhere like a wrecking ball yesterday.
Miley Cyrus.
You could see her in PUBG Mobile. I mean, it's another collab that could...
Another collab. All right, hit us up.
Some good work. On board with Team 9 at the moment, though. They're kind of scouting things out. They don't want to move around too much. They're just sitting...
Looks like we got eyes on Tempo Storm, yep.
Yeah, Tempo Storm are rotating out of Pachinko, finding themselves into
their teammate over there. I don't know.
Yeah, this is Team Totality in their sights, but unfortunately he can't actually see the player.
I wonder why we're sending our squad mate over there. HH24, we see in the distance hearing this.
That could be just finding another angle.
I don't know.
Just chilling out.
Solo
because
right there. Look at the flank from HH24 right now. It's going to wrap right behind this Solo from 9.
Yeah, he definitely could find him if he does peek the right angle. Teams have been doing this, though. They've been sticking as 3 and sending one man off by themselves. So if they do lose that one man, it's not the end of the world. But they could also get a nice spray down, a nice angle, an alternate angle often does the way in team fights. It can really turn a fight quickly and secure yourself not only a team fight, but a chicken dinner and some kill points to go with it. So
HH24.
He was a star yesterday, you'd have to say. He was one of the stars.
Pretty sure they're aware of that player in that ditch right there, but just not confident to push it, maybe waiting for their team members to provide some type of support.
This circle is quite interesting because it's given us nothing in regards to if it's going to go north or south of the river, as we see one of the players getting spammed in the water. That is Infinex getting spammed out. They are our top team at the moment. There's a car compound crash comes in. This is Team 9 and Team Totality, and Team Totality are all over him like a bad smell at the moment.
That was a solo player in the ditch right there.
2 players from Team 9 have fallen by the wayside, and Team Totality have cleaned one of them up. The second one's in a okay position.
They should be able to get the revive.
Yep, so it is going to be a 4v3 as we see one of the Infinex players, Chris, going down unfortunately, rather early on, as the Blood and Loyalty guys are getting stuck into 8 DP. Your team to watch for the day, or one of them, and Omen were your favourites. So 8 DP probably just lost a player.
HH24 getting aggressive,
yeah,
pushing up on this hill, using it as cover. Going to be getting on the other side of the road right here. Will be spotted by UL.
Oh, this is a nice nade. It's on the wrong floor, unfortunately. Thought it went there.
Oh, it bounced off though. Didn't go in the window.
Didn't go in the window? Okay.
Oh, okay. HH24.
Well, we saw Richie actually having a few rough nades yesterday.
Yeah.
He had a few rough ones.
I saw on Twitter looking to make a comeback, trying to practice over here. You know, the throwing arm.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
I actually went back and watched the VOD, and he blamed lag in the Twitch chat. So,
oh, not the circle? I remember you wanted to.
Yeah, I reckon the circle, but he went and blamed lag.
Hey, that's fair. Right?
On you, Richie.
Yeah, we can't really contest that, right?
No,
we can't really contest that.
It's one of the Team 9 guys has got a knock onto the TT player in Enigma, or I think that is up there. But it looks like they'll be fine to raise him up because he is in that def lane. Team Totality playing a little passive right now. They know they've got one knock and they've got these 2 players in the Wizard Heart pinned down. So it's only a matter of time and angles.
We're right on the edge, right? Both these teams can take the fight. My fear is in the distance there, we can't quite make them out right now. But the Revenants, they're on the other side of this water. So whoever wins this fight, they're probably going to rotate on that bridge that we see, and Revenants are going to be waiting for him.
As another nade comes out, it does knock him out. HH24 knows he has a kill in his sights, as we can hear UAS approaching. That might be...
Oh, the team member got in front of him.
Can't be doing that, but HH24 has knocked 2 of these players now, as the cleanup will come in. That's Tensor pushing around, but he's getting third-partied, in fact. The last player from Team 9 has decided, my friends are dead. I need to leave, and he has.
All my friends are dead.
Certainly, that's the tune he's been playing. That is that third party. The Revenants there, they are taking shots onto Tensor, so he needs to be very careful.
See you later.
He's hopped in the whip and bailed out of there pretty quick smart. As Monarch from Method gets a nice knock onto the V2 guys, and we'll be able to finish him off too. So, following me on Twitter has improved Monarch's play already.
Okay, shout out to that. Shout out to Monarch. I don't know where my follower is, but okay, we'll see if you can make it.
It's in the mail.
Here, this is version 2.
It's going to land wide of the mark.
Pushing up with
Monarch's
bunny ears. They're pushing off, actually.
Some nice tags, but nothing to...
There's another chance, second chance on the buggy.
On the buggy.
Nice tag,
Nice tag. So, Team Totality have almost wiped Team 9 off the map. They've had to retreat into the apartment
Well, we saw where they retreated. They retreated to the apartments. The next zone's up. The apartments aren't in it, and there's actually a couple of squads rotating through that area right now.
Dave, this is terrible. I mean, there's still south and north of that Roshog inlet in play. So teams are going to be on both sides of the banks trying to gamble on whether it's going to go north or south.
Imagine if it goes to a little circle.
If it goes, south.
The island in the middle.
Oh, if it's an island circle in the middle.
A little tiny island.
I'll buy you dinner tonight if that's the case. Because that's
8 DPs there. 8 DPs there.
They know.
I'm telling you.
They feel it.
They feel it in their jellies.
They feel it in their jellies. But yeah, it is quite a rough situation because a lot of these teams south are going to bank on it going north because there is more north land in there. So have to watch out for these teams rotating. It is Team Totality rotating on the northern side. They're going to get into a fight with Revenants or might choose to bypass. It looks like they're going straight past. We've got some big names in the middle though. SSG, they're in the circle on the northern side. Not many teams need to rotate in. That last Team 9 player is stuck on the outside. Tempo Storm are still in Roshog hanging out, laying some shots in. 8 DP, as you mentioned, they are just all around the place at the moment.
Losing a member early, though. Feels bad.
As Big feels bad, man. But still in a decent position here. They found themselves inside the circle around about on the banks of the river, 1 north, 2 south. That's their split.
That's an interesting position that they're taking up right there because, like you mentioned, north and south with the river, a majority of land is in the north over there. They actually had a position in north but chose to pull back to the south. So they're really betting that it will shift that direction. If it does not, all these teams are going to have a very challenging time making their way over that water because if you look, there's only like 1, 2, 3 bridges and then all water. So they're going to be heavily guarded.
You don't want to be the ridges, you'll be sitting darks as Team Totality are finishing off some other teams as well. HQA they've run into and they're putting them to the sword as they're only 2 players up from HQA. We also saw earlier we were on board with Infinex. They're only down to 2 players. So they're our current leader at the moment.
2 players already.
They have a little bit of a lead at the moment. But
Totality, feeling good, making a crash, making a crash. Look at this, HH24, always the first member there to arrive on the scene.
He's found one in the cars, just taking cover, so that's a freebie for him. He'll move up to 3 kills, you'd think. And the last player from HQA is stuck around the outside.
Looks like they're trying to get out of here. Oh!
Can't get out of there. That is a long shot from the Revenants, and HQA are our first team of the day to drop out. Revenants are being pretty nasty. That's Espinoza, one of the kill leaders.
Second place kill leader right here.
Yeah, he's taking out some tires, so he doesn't want Team Totality to be able to retreat. Tanker up on high, spamming out. He's got the level 2 vest.
That's the big boy sniper. That's the big
boy sniper, yeah.
Oh, nice that we saw a tanker shot right there.
So Revenants found themselves outside the circle, as the circle has actually moved south of the river.
ATP paying off their positioning. They picked it earlier on. I was making a question of it. They're like right smack in the middle.
ATP,
Tempo Storm. Good in Rozhawk as well.
So there's some teams in the middle or in the mixture already. Wildcard are close by. They are going to start spraying teams who try to come in. That Spacestation Gaming, they're trying to take pod shots out. Spacestation Gaming have been awfully quiet so far, but there is still 15 teams alive and 52 to go, so there is a lot of work to be done. Revenants need to get into the circle. A lot of teams outside the circle. This is where everything, all the action is going to kick off. And this is Spacestation Gaming on the rotate. He might try and catch that second or third car. The third UAS comes out. He's on the bridge line. He's going to go for the spray down. Not going to connect on the player just yet. The car gets lit up, but they're pretty tough. As one of the Space Station players has actually been left behind. He got out and he managed to knock 2 of the Revenants out.
Looking
not going to be able to finish off the kills, I believe.
Should be able to get the revive over here, but Space Station, they're going to be making the push. They're right between here. There's Tempo. Oh, my goodness.
What is this? Team Totality. And so we've got 3 of our bigger boy teams. Revenant.
Totality's pulling off this, though. They're going to focus on position instead of...
Not a bad shout, as Revenant, I believe, might have just gone down completely to Space Station Gaming, who pulled up on him and put him in a coffin, as they have 4 kills now for Space Station Gaming, so starting off the day pretty strong. They talk the talk, and now it's time for walking the walk, and they seem to be doing that, as Tempo are limping wounded up in Rozhawk. They have been aggressed upon, so need to be careful. The big nade comes out, and that's actually knocked 2 down.
Savage Heart's looking to make the push onto this. Only 1 left from Tempo. Rain will be the remaining member. Yep, trying to fill these smokes. Might be able to clutch it out and get the revives over here, as the Savage Hearts are most likely looking to get the revives on their side as well.
Space Station Gaming across the other side of the river are taking more fights, and Team Totality looks like they've got their number at the moment too. So lots of teams coming through as, we see a lot of
I don't know if Hot Jukes will be able to get up. They're a little spread apart from
Hot
their
Jukes
squad right now.
He's pretty cooked.
Yeah, bleeding out right now.
He might be done.
Spec is also bleeding out, but not as fast as Hot Jukes, so Spec might actually able to
V2 has just knocked 3 players from the Wildcard guys, as Monarch gets confirmed on the Method side. So some of the Wildcard players now are getting confirmed as well. Sin is the last man up for that squad, so he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to need to put his backpack on, as one of the Tempo players did end up falling, so they're only 3 strong for the rest of this game at least. Revenant's going out early. Pretty rough stuff for them, as we see more shots coming out. That is Method getting gate kept at the moment by Savage Hearts. Gabby laying some M24 shots out, letting him know who's boss, as they're only 2 players strong, Savage Hearts, but they have a decent position, so they could place pretty highly here if they play it right. Space Station Gaming getting another 2-man knock with a nade. It could have even been a 3-man. Space Station Gaming are popping off. Rolex in the kill leaders already.
2 kills. HH24 got 4 kills already. Gabby going to be taking some shots, trying to take out these tires from Clay. Method's still alive. We see the next circle pop. It's going to go all the way down there in the south. We still got some water in play.
Really
Sunken City, all those nooks and crannies over there. We see 3 different teams there already occupying that location. ATP looking good over there in the north. But look at this terrain that we are going to have to deal with.
This is an incredibly rare circle, as I haven't seen a Watertown finish or a Sunken City finish in quite a while. This is it. At the moment, I believe that's the last 2 for Infinex hanging out. Keep them cool by the water. Got some 8DP gamer action on to HH24, who's been finished off actually by the side of 8DP. So lots of action kicking off towards Team Totality. They've been in the probably the brunt or the most fights so far, as they do find themselves crashing into the circle.
Yeah, this is so good. This is so good right now. iFan's position on this balcony. Yeah, they're just able to kind of overlook
he's able to third-party
this
engagement between Team Totality and Savage Hearts. Savage Hearts
not able to collect anything off of that.
No, they go out in 14th place. Tempo is now being
is that 3 tempo in a vehicle?
It is 3 tempo in one vehicle.
If we could just spray this one down, taking out the AKM, trying to connect. Tempo is going to be crashing into this yellow.
But there's a big explosion. That's going to clean 3 up. Tempo, you're done, 13th place. They're not going to be happy with that. And your boys, 8DP Gold, already setting the world on fire.
Only 5 kills, but they still have a decent position. We still are looking at Spacestation Gaming to make this push into the new zone, so they might end up coming across the death path of 8DP. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, 8DP have got them lined up now. The shots are raining out. That M4, Juicy. Deadly accurate. Juicy's
getting shot.
He's trying to juke, but it's just not enough. It's actually Wildcard who steals the knock, but who can get the final blow? It is 8DP. So Space Station Gaming having a rough one trying to get across this river. There is really nowhere to run, nowhere to hide as he swaps the scopes onto the AK. Taking the pot shots. Blue is this last Space Station Gaming player. Rolex is done, cooked. I believe that's them out. So Wildcard, they went down to 1 player, but they've managed to find themselves some kills. And
helmet off, what a great position to take up these Scuba Steves that will be swimming across the water as well. I mean, their positioning is just amazing this game with the amount of circle luck that they got to set up for these camps.
Yeah, another team does go down. That was version 2 and Space Station Gaming going out in rapid succession. Yeah, Helmetoff's position is quite rare because he has the rest of his squad behind him on the southern side of the river, and he's still on the north holding off Wildcard.
I believe they can oversee Helmet off. They see Helmet's position, so they should be able to provide some type of cover.
Ooh, really straight back into that nade. That Wildcard player is dropping incredibly low. I believe that's Sin stuck in there. So Watertown finish is not on the cards as it has moved towards the road. That's more knocks from 8DP. iFan is popping off at the moment as we are on board with Infinex, our kill leaders. He does get headshot really quickly. He does, Rojas, one of our kill leaders anyway. He's using the full medkit, getting himself up to all the way to 100% HP. Not a bad shout. Efficiency was pretty decent there.
See Omen, Elite rotating through the islands over there.
They're in the best position, I'd say, right now.
They're outside the circle.
If they can get themselves into the next circle, they have a beautiful position as Blood and Loyalty are wearing a bit of heat at the moment. Another fight breaks down. This is Blood and Loyalty getting knocked down again, but it is traded out. This is more, I believe that's one is Euphoria Gaming. They are, Euphoria Gaming. They are wearing a few shots themselves, tanking some bullets to the face. You don't want to be seeing that. They are 3 strong at the moment. One of their players is incredibly low on the banks. They might bleed out. Last tick goes down. Fantasy claims the kill point for that. So we find ourselves in a top 9 situation around the Watertown. The road is the central focus point. Team Totality have managed to find themselves a pretty decent position, actually, all things considered, as 8DP did rotate off, and they were really the only team that had any pressure on them. Method are still in the game with Prophecy hiding up in the hills. He has to move, though, eventually, as everyone else is pretty much in the circle, except for Wildcard. One of the players in the water just hanging out as well, so he will be needing to move very, very quickly. I believe that's the side of Latinos Unidos. You can see him in the shot now under the bridge. That will not be in the next circle, so he needs to move, and he has to time his run pretty well as the last Wildcard player dies to the blue, denies a point. Not going to be the worst result for them today at the start. 8DP on 7 kills, you can see at the top left of your screen. they're going to look to turn that into double digits as they have 3 alive in a decent position.
Yeah, looking at the circle all the way in the east, seems like Team Totality, they got 2 alive. Looking pretty good over there. No one's near them. A majority of our players will be in the west. We will have a crate over here. Lots of cover, lots of mayhem should be able to unfold here shortly. I'm still really favoring ATP's position if we do get a eastern shift here.
I think it's going to come down to car cover. If any of these teams have cars that they can get rolling and use as mobile cover, that might be very handy, as this road is a very central point
cities
of the
in Sunken
circle.
City, they're mostly guaranteed not to have any cars, right?
I think it might move away. Yeah, I think it might move away from Sunken City. So those players in there will get a bit rough, and it does. It moves straight on top of Team Totality.
They don't need to do nothing. They can just hang out here. ATP can also hang out and let all the squads from Sunken City push out first and rack up these kills. Now, my fear for ATP right now is Omen Elite, as we see them. I believe they're pushing underneath the bridge right now.
Yeah, there's a bit of an under bridge. There is that player still in the water who hasn't been found, but this is the fight that's going to kick off. It is 8DP versus Omen under the bridge. Omen in a bit of a rough situation, as you can't go back, you can't go forward. So they have cars as well to move as mobile cover if they have to. If they win this fight, you would have think they would be using that.
These are tricky grenades.
This is actually a big
They're
long
rolled
one.
down the hill. If they're not cooked to perfection.
That might be decent. Does do a little bit of damage, but not enough to knock the players out. Team Totality might have an angle to third party onto this if ATP aren't careful. So they are very wary of that situation. On board with Buffer, we had a decent day yesterday as Infinex now starts to answer onto Light and Loyalty. The method player has been found out and dealt with.
Right on top of Totality. Not even aware. Totality are just snakes in the grass. I'm curious if they'll try to make
this is a decent angle. He might be able to finish some of these knocks that happen now. So he's going to be thirsting some of these players from Omen Elite. Latinos Unidos goes down 7th, but it is the 8DP Omen fight that we're looking at. And 8DP are all over him like a bad smell. Next, now losing players to the zone as well. They're going to try to keep an eye on this Team Totality player. He's going into the flank. He's managed to get the drop shot from Baffa. Puts down the player from Team Totality. I believe that was Profex.
There's still one more.
There is still one more. As we see,
look at this cover that they built right here. They built their own
strong. They have built their own fort.
They used that truck as hard cover that was already there. They pulled up 2 vehicles over here. Now they can defend against Omen Elite even better.
Suddenly down to 4 teams, Dave. As Infinex have managed to get Rojas with a level 3 vest and a level 3 helmet going into it. He has a few smokes to work with. There's 3 players on ATP Gold versus the 3 Snakes. Euphoria, Infinex, and Team Totality. They're finding themselves in the top 4 position. There is still 2 more points for the next person that goes out gets 8. And then 3rd place gets 10. So Infinex, Euphoria, and Team Totality aren't going to want to go out in 4th position, trying to find anything they can get.
Looks like a win for ATP, I'm not going to lie. If they don't choke here, if they don't get some sweaty hands going on right now, if iFan can hold this angle off these 2 solos over here and they can spot out Tensa.
Yeah, iFan's angle is the key here, you'd say, as there are 2 players across the other side of the road that will have to move eventually, and he will have the spray down on both. If they do manage to peek him at the same time, it could be quite bad, as Team Totality have racked themselves up 11 kills, so that's no laughing matter, but they're going to be looking for some more placement points than that, as we see the player scouting it out, making sure there's no snakes in the grass. He does know that that's where 8DP is. He has the information that 8DP is at that truck, but he's not going to want to make too many aggressive moves, because 8DP can see him if he tries to move. The players over the road will be forced to move first, you'd think.
Yeah, we just need to worry about Tensa if you are 8DP. That's like the thorn in your side right now.
Certainly
the
could
spoiler, the backstabber. I don't know if they're aware of a player over there. It looks like their main concern is across the street right now.
Yeah, iFan. Well, that's 4th place decided. Rojas from Infinex Gaming has taken him out.
Might bleed out
here.
Yeah,
it looks like he hasn't got any first aid kits, so he will bleed out eventually. Not a bad shout, denying points if you are especially on top of the leaderboard. So now it is a 1v3, and your boys, 8DP, starting the day strong. If they can find Tensa, he does get found by iFan, I believe. Doesn't manage to deny the point, so that will be 8DP rolling around with a 11-kill chicken dinner to start the day off strong.
8DP, I called it. Looking to make that top 5 position, doing a great job at it. We got 3 more games to go from them. Team Totality getting 2nd place, Infinex getting 3rd place, trying to hold on to their grasp with that 1st place position off that game. Not too bad.
Yeah, well, we do see that there is some of the big boys at the bottom of the table. Spacestation Gaming, Tempo Storm, Revenants, they all went out in 12th or lower. So Team Totality racked up the majority of the kills in that game, you'd say. I think they had 11 as well as the winners, which was ATP Gold. But this was how the game unfolded. It was a pretty rinky-dink plane ride as we went straight from about Midwest to north. More sprays coming out. This was the first big fight. This was Team Totality marking their territory as we found HH24 still on form, getting a lot of kills, and they kept going as they compound crashed in again.
Totality, they were just on a steamroll this game, right? Just snowballs the entire time since the very beginning. Every single time we would pop over to them, they're fighting somebody, they're crashing someone, and for them to be able to make it into the top 2 spot position based off all that action that they were involved in this game is a pretty amazing feat.
Certainly was. Latinos Unidos found themselves at 7th place because of their Snake Man. This was the 3K on the car blow-up.
Yeah,
that was good by 8DP. Unfortunately, Tempo Storm didn't have enough cars to split themselves up, and this was Spacestation getting gate-kept essentially by ATP. So ATP found themselves in that fortunate position, and this drop shot was a beautiful one by Bappa, surviving on about 4 HP or something like that. So
what
fantastic job.
What a win.
It was a fantastic job by ATP Gold to start off our day strong and proving that it was no fluke yesterday as they managed to get some more points up there.
Well, they got a lot of luck from the circle, right? When it came
did.
down to that one circle that I mentioned that I was questioning them making that decision to push down south, it paid off. But if it didn't go south, then I feel like we would have seen a different story from ATP.
It is a nice chicken dinner collected for ATP Gold. It's a 31er as Team Totality picked up 25 points for their effort. Infinex gets 3rd place, and that will be 14. Euphoria, Blood and Loyalty, both up there with 11. Omen Elite, another team that you had watching eyes on, get 9. Spacestation Gaming and Wildcard both collect 7. Spacestation Gaming collecting 6 kills, but going out between 11th and 16th. So they still fragged out even if they didn't get the placing points they wanted. These were the guys that lost out on the first game, essentially, as we see HQA Gaming only collecting the 1 point. The only team
they got a win yesterday, too. They got a chicken yesterday as well. They were doing fairly good yesterday.
Yep,
decent chicken. Revenants, once again, kind of sitting stale right there in the middle, not doing too hot over here.
Really
3 kills, 1 placement points. I remember yesterday they were, top 5, I feel like, but coming into today, they were in 8th place. And
these are the movers and shakers, and it's 8DP Gold. You called them to get to top 5 by the end of the day, and they've already done it.
They
already made it, and they're tied with Cloud9, actually, so that is a big feat for them. They could push themselves up very high today, as if they do beat out Cloud9 for the rest of the day, they'll essentially be in 2nd place, you'd think. Team Totality have kept the 5th place spot, and 8DP is the only real mover up there. Tribe and Wildcard drop down 1. Revenants still remain in the top 8, only just, though.
Just holding on to a thin hair right here.
Tempo Storm only collected 4 points for the game, and
a lot of
tie them up.
Just teams in the same spot here.
Yeah, a lot of teams haven't moved a lot yet. As we see the 9-game tally come up for them, they'll be moving and shaking on the next game. You'd think there's a lot of teams between 95 and 74 points there, so that's a little 20-point spread. There's 4 or 5 teams. Omen Elite, they're in an okay position. They'll want to be higher than that, though, as we see the teams.
It was a challenge last game, right? We saw they had 4 alive in the end after all those shifts, all those rotations, but they had only 1 path, and that was underneath that bridge, and it just happened to be blocked by the trolls of ATP.
Yeah, the trolls of ATP, they certainly had the last laugh against the teams in the lobby today. Savage Hearts, Method, and Latinos Unidos all move up 1, but they didn't have the best games to go with. These are the teams that will be eliminated if the standings stay the same. Of course, they won't, because these teams all have 4+ games to play. So you'd expect this board itself to remain the same for the for the whole day, as none of these teams are playing today, I believe.
That's that.
Well, HH24 has increased his lead, has got 5 now ahead of the next player. So you're looking for him to double up today, and he got 4 in the first game, so not
3 more games to go. I mean, hey, I have the trifecta. Yesterday you had the trifecta, right?
Yeah, you did.
Today my trifecta: ATP top 5, HH24 doubling their points, and then Spacestation Gaming getting a chicken dinner. So I'm only missing out on 2 more bets over here. And then after that,
it's not a bad shout.
Then you got to buy me dinner, you said.
I will buy you a big chicken dinner if we manage to get the trifecta going. I'll tell you that much, because
hey, Spacestation Gaming, they should get a chicken dinner.
You'd expect them to get a chicken dinner. Well,
they got stuck in between a tight position last game, but they still got a couple kills, so they're warming up. They're feeling good today. We're going to have 3 more games to go, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with some more PUBG action.
Team Deathmatch. A quick game for those short breaks. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice.
The walls. They will run straight past him. He tries to juke him and go through.
That was a juke!
It will, and he won't get the knock. He'll get knocked out for it. Pull your fists out. No, no waste the ammo. Damn it.
Now they still have a another member. Maybe
Starting got knocked, but he was managed to get his friend. It has gone down. Last player from ATP in the mix at the moment. He needs to get this knock. Doesn't manage to
the finish
to the door.
Weapon.
He does finish it off.
That's a
Buffer
1v3.
getting a 3.
The one from Miami.
The one from Miami.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Cloud9 games are getting pushed from this compound, but they're not going down without a fight. They are going hell for leather, but that is Cloud9 out in 12th position, so not the game that they would have liked. They had the perfect position.
They need to make the pull up here and get their revenge, especially after they were getting flushed off, getting caught off guard by version 2 right there. I feel like Beowulf was in the field, maybe scouting.
That's version 2 gone. Dude,
Yeah,
that's them out
That's what you
already.
like to see. I mean, that's what happened.
Around the corner in a few weeks' time.
Now I want to see the Scarecrow possibly throw off the Wildcard members and possibly take some shots.
I want to see the Scarecrow, take some shots with the boy.
Look at this, Wayne's using the Scarecrow.
Yeah, he's certainly
throwing him off. This is 500.
This energy
IQ.
drink might end up in the zone for Wayne, which is not the best place to be. As he gets one of the Wildcard players, he's spotted. It's back to a 1v1. He's on his right.
You're gonna
Wayne
run
spotted
into
him.
each
Wayne
other.
spotted him. He's got it.
Oh, Wayne!
Both these teams had a pretty poor game 2.
Oh boy.
XG and Cream, so neither of these teams are going to want to go out
This is about
early.
to be so rough for Brazilian killers. IN, are they actually giving it up? The timing, they might just be leaving here. This may well turn out in Brazilian killers' favor. They're about to start coming across.
And then it's all over for you. Jonathan so far has been very bloody strong. What are you playing at, mate? Okay, never mind.
Not the
Very
greatest.
weak. He went for the
Yeah, I quite like snowmobiles on this map. They feel very comfortable to drive, so that's good. Stick to the ground. Oh,
talk about comfortable to drive. Tempo trying to go for that 360 barrel roll.
She's alright.
5 points because they did stick the landing.
Yasha up the stairs, does find the knock, refrag from Unique's teammates. Kitsune looking directly through the window, a really strong play here.
2 downs, very low HP, and he goes. Doesn't get the knock. Hang on a
Gets
minute.
him. How's he survived through that?
Unique, they're really on the ropes now, but finally.
Spraying down on actually.
And
they're going for it. Is this going to be execution? And yes, the Iraqi elite is going for it.
And the car. Quiet falls.
Rivalry could go ahead there at the end of the game if it continues on. S7 at the moment, 4 kills in the bag. Oh, you're sliding. Ooh. All right. He made it into the water eventually.
Yep, nope, we're fine. Nope, they're still falling in. All right, well.
Welcome back. We are covering the NA region for the PMCO Fall 2019 split. I am Smash Outs. This is Mustache Dave. And we just had a banger of a game. 8 DP gold.
That was
Finishing
ATP.
Up. That was ATP. From that high ground position. They were just gatekeeping everyone just outside of that water town, the Sunken City, as you did call it. Fantastic game to have first up in the day.
Great game. Great game.
One
and
of your
just in
trifectas?
case you missed the game, make sure you go over to YouTube, PUBG Mobile
definitely.
Esports, hit that subscribe button, and then after you subscribe, download the game on the Google or iOS Play Store, and then add us. Because we're trying to up our game. We're trying to up our game. I'm not going to lie. When I'm playing, my hands are getting sweaty. I'm getting sweaty. Like, I'm really trying here. So if I can get some people to carry me, get those chicken dinners, I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it.
I'm about as useful as a screen door on a submarine when it comes to PUBG Mobile, mate. It is shocking stuff.
So we need carries. We need hard carries. So if you're in the YouTube chat, the Twitch chat, hit us up. Let us know what's going on.
Certainly
Hook it up. Put us in your backpack.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty heavy, but we can do it.
He'll PayPal you.
Whoa.
$50 per chicken dinner.
That's a lot. I mean, some of these players.
We're trying to rank up. We're trying to rank up.
We are trying to rank up, but $50 a chicken dinner, I'm going to be on the street, mate.
Hey, man, you got
I got bills to pay, brother.
Yeah, this is one of them. So.
Well, we had a great game. 8 DP took it out. Team Totality, they kept up their killing ways, ended up with 11 or 12 kills at the end of the day. HH24 increased his lead. Those are the main stories that we had, really, in NA.
So far today.
As well as some of the top dogs, they kind of just fell off.
Okay.
Omen did okay, but Tempo, Revenants,
not too hot.
Spacestation,
Spacestation, okay.
They had a nice wipe on Revenant. They wiped them all out, but they couldn't really get their foot in the game after that. The circle did shift away from them a bit, so they had a bit of unlucky situation going there.
It was an interesting circle, though. I mean, a lot of the times we see those 50-50 circles on the water. Either it goes north or south. This one, it debated them for like 3 different times. They were still smack in the middle until finally it was like circle 5 that it said yoink all the way down there to the south. And we only had like 1 or 2 teams in it at that point. So it came down to rotations and ATP. They were gatekeeping the water, and we saw what happened with that. So that was that.
Well, what happened is they got a lot of kills.
Sanhok next, right?
I believe it is Sanhok next, which is an interesting map to say the least.
And then, or it's Vikendi or Sanhok, one of the two. I know we swapped out Miramar today, so if you're a Miramar fan, see you later.
Well,
I like Sanhok. You're a Miramar fan, so he's out, so I'll be by myself. I like Sanhok, though. I'm not going to lie. I like it. It's a little more fast-paced. It's a little more chaotic when it comes to the teams. They're so close to each other. You don't only get the third party, you get the fourth party and the fifth party. And then, of course, on mobile, it's just even more exciting.
Oh, it certainly is more exciting. But what I like about Sanhok is the boot camp, the Booty C. It is an absolutely fabulous place. I love it when...
It's a nice booty.
That's a nice booty C you got there,
nice
my
booty
friend.
C. Oh, thanks.
But I like it when 2 or 3 squads drop in the boot camp and they start getting into the action nice and early. Because in these lobbies, the way that we have those 4 groups, right? So each group kind of has their own idea of where they want to be dropping. Sometimes when we mix and match the groups like we have today, well, all days, you get people overlapping drop zones. That's when you get territorial fights.
Yeah, to be fair, we're getting towards the end of the group stages now. So most of these teams, they should be aware of where the other teams drop as far as loot spots. So if you're hot dropping someone at this point and you're down there at the bottom, you're almost going to be relegated, what are you doing? You're doing something wrong. There's so much open real estate still within each map that you need to focus on that before hot dropping.
Yep.
That's just my take.
That was the Blood and Loyalty, I believe. They dropped in Pachinki with Tempo Storm. Ended up
Tempo Storm can have 2 teams, though, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Pachinki can have 2 teams.
Pachinki can have 2 teams, to be fair. Did it work out for them, though? That's the question.
They didn't really get the most out of it. They did lose a player, but they didn't lose their team. And they ended up getting okay distance into the game. They just, unfortunately, came unstuck in Rosholm. Yeah. A lot of teams did, though. It was quite a tricky circle, as you were mentioning earlier. It kept shifting up and down, up and down.
So we're getting the players ready, though. They're getting ready. They're loading up onto Sanhok, this sweaty, steamy jungle over here, trying to get the spicy chicken dinner. And here is the beautiful jungle map over here. Hopefully everyone's got their mosquito repellent, because I hear this time of year they are feisty.
Yeah, they are feisty, and they're out for blood, and so are our players, who will be disembarking the plane shortly. We have to pay attention to who gets the plane painted.
It's probably Let's Rock. I mean,
it is Let's Rock.
Maybe we need to see what the Twitch chat's saying, and maybe they got the answers.
Well, Twitch chat certainly might have the answer. I saw a few players lurking around in there, actually. We just checked it before.
Yeah, usually they go in there after they die,
Yeah.
right? And they check it out. They see if we're bad mouthing them, and if we are, they're like, these casters, they don't know, they suck. But then if we're like, oh, they're the best, they're like, oh, these are some good casters. So
These guys
I
know
think
what
we just
they're
need to
talking about.
compliment all the players.
Yep.
And we'll be the best casters in the world.
Don't know if that's how it works.
That's
but
how it works.
I'm liking the attitude and the style. Ah, Sanhok, you beautiful map. It is the smaller map of the 4, and we can see the loot starting already. Pretty much every plane, you'd have to have a really, really horrible plane for you to miss out on your loot spot in Sanhok. As we see, a lot of the maps have already been cut off, about 25%, Dave. That is not great.
Not great, but there's still some open real estate all the way up to north as
Already
we
Knox
see
rolling out.
Infinex still parachuting over there. Yeah, we didn't see that. Oh, Tempo.
Tempo.
Dude, this is back-to-back. Is this
This
back-to-back hot drops for Tempo?
Yeah, Tempo have been running into a lot of problems, actually. It is the Savage Hearts who have run into Tempo, and it seems like Salty Bay, she's had to
Disembark
just
on
run,
this.
really. It's
I
a clean
mean,
outfit. I'll give her that.
Gabby got taken down right here, right?
Well,
Probably going to bleed on out. We lost Marshy and Hot Juke. So, yeah, Salty Bay, if you want to kind of recuperate any type of points within this game, you got to disengage.
This is Paradise, and there's more players in it. And it seems like the Revenants have taken up residence as well. So that's 3 squads dropping all in the same loot location.
I mean, you're just looking
sort it
for
out.
some action, right? If you're dropping on top of each other like this. This is like a pub game.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the parachutes coming through as well, so teams would have known that there are other squads in the area as Tempo does get a knock. That is the unique map weapon, QBU getting one there. Revenants are going to try and help out their boy and get him up, though, as Espinoza is getting a few bits of loot more, and then I'm sure he'll be trying to find an angle to get into this engagement.
Yeah, they should be able to get him up. Kraken still holding these angles. Might be pushing on to Tanker. Tanker and Kraken look like we're going to have a good old-fashioned 1v1 over here. Kraken might be spotted by Tanker first. Kraken's going to be pulling back. Tanker just trying to get as much information as possible. I believe the revive is coming out, hopefully.
Pulling a Da Vinci
You'd
right
hope
now.
so.
He is just crouching behind that wall trying to get all that information that he can. If Tempo try and push, he'll know about it.
Learn from the best.
You do learn from the best.
So with this
Have we got a squad coming to compound crash?
Maybe Method. With this going on, though, the Revenants, they're at a disadvantage, and the reason being is Tempo Storm, they're within the building, so they're still able to get the loot here.
Yeah, they are just increasing their loot as Revenants have exited the compound itself and now are just leaving a few players waiting for information. Method are scooting on past. They're not actually stopping off too close to the area.
Under and smoke. Interesting play.
Not a bad idea. Kraken's just lurking around. He has got the all-black outfit on. A cute little backpack too. Got angry face on.
Angry pumpkin face. Okay, Kraken here's Tanker.
Ooh, yeah,
100%.
We are in the spooky season, Dave, so you got to be careful. Don't want to get spooked by a backpack.
So it looks like Tanker is pulling off of this. I wonder if Swift from the Revenants might have spotted out the Method push back there, or at least heard a vehicle.
He would have heard the vehicles earlier.
Yeah, relayed that information and said, hey, Revenants, brothers, we got some teams coming up on us.
Yeah, I think that will dissuade the teams from fighting, or especially the Revenant guys from fighting, knowing that there is another squad in the area. So if they start focusing their attention on Tempo Storm, Method will hear the shots rain out, and they'll try and find themselves a third party or a nice angle. As you can see, the Revenants kind of fanning out now to try and get information. Swift running around the southern side of this engagement as Tempo bring back shots, but Tempo won't have the information that Revenants do, so Revenants will back off and decide to try and find somewhere else to loot, as they are quite shy on loot.
I really like how the Revenants are pulling off of this. I noticed, what was that? Espinoza was holding an angle, looking third person over the ridge, while their team member, Tanker, was pulling back, and the same was happening with the other squad members as well. Like, yeah, they were watching each other, they would pull back, watch each other, pull back. Like, they're trying to evacuate this area in a safe manner, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, covering the fellas as they try and run out, covering the boys. Good to see. We don't see much action elsewhere on the map as teams rotate from the south to the north to try and get into this zone. This is on Omen Elite. They are
one of my squads to look out for.
TT and Revenant have actually started to kick off a fight in the jungle. It's a rumble in the jungle, if you would. HH24, the top fragger from Team Totality, they found themselves laying down. That's half of the squad of Revenants also getting knocked out. So a little bit of a disengage happening here. They might be able to finish off that player, but the nade comes out. Team Totality are trying to avoid that one. It does explode, but won't catch anyone for now.
So only 2 of Totality over here. I'm curious on where the other members are. And like you mentioned, HH24 is already knocked down and out, so Tensa needs to come in clutch right now. Looks like the Revenants are able to get a revive. Tensa spotted from Wi-Fi in the backside. Wi-Fi is going to be stealing another kill onto this, and here comes that third-party action from Omen.
Yeah, Omen Wi-Fi getting himself 2 kills there on the third party. The cleanup crew is here, and he's got the broom, the mop, whatever his cleaning weapon of choice. And he's found himself 2 for the team. So now they're going to get aggressive knowing that Revenants are weakened. He did manage to knock one of the Revenants players out too, so he'll hear anything around this corner. This Revenants player is, well, you'd have to think that he's all over but the crying, but he actually runs past, sprays his teammate down. Ooh. He didn't check the tree. It's fine. His teammate is there to trade it out. Wi-Fi getting his 3rd kill of the game, but that Omen player that didn't press over the bridge has found himself getting punished by Espinoza.
Yo, Espinoza's position over here with the cover and the billings with that off angle. Very crucial right here to possibly force Omen to pull off this and not commit to the push.
Team 9 have found a vehicle explosion onto, I believe it was HQA, and that would have knocked down 2 or 3 of those guys too. So that is rough stuff for them, who went out first in our first game as well of the day. So HQA not having the greatest start to
doubling the kills.
Yeah, doubling. Yeah, how about HH24? Well, HH24 is
dead.
He's not doubling anything today.
Well, feels bad.
Maybe he might in the second half of the day. He might double up towards the end of the day, but for this game, he's gonna
be chilling.
Taking a rest.
So this is what happened here. I was curious on why the other 2 members, Enigma and Proplix, weren't with their squad members, right?
Yeah.
It seems like they might actually be pinned down over here in a standoff of their own. So somehow the team got separated in the Sanhok match, and they just weren't able to provide the support. So here's Tempo Storm, still getting that loot over here.
Yeah, still in
Nothing
paradise,
to worry about. Chilling, drinking their mimosas.
That is the right place to drink your mimosa. Paradise.
With the umbrella, with the pineapple.
Yeah, it's got all the tropical fruits available to them.
The fresh linen sheets, Egyptian cotton.
I could use some Egyptian cotton sheets.
Egyptian pajamas.
Whoa, man.
Cotton pajamas.
I wouldn't be wearing...
So if you have Egyptian pajamas on, Egyptian cotton pajamas, and then the silk sheets, you're just sliding all over the place.
Oh, yeah, you're actually...
It's a slip and slide in there.
Might not be the best for sleeping, but could be a bit of fun.
You wake up in the morning, you like slid off the bed.
Straight out.
Hey, as long as you got your mimosas with that umbrella, ain't nothing to worry about.
That is a very Florida drink, isn't it, the mimosa? Very tropical.
Yeah, very tropical. So Revenants, they've been having very challenging games since the very start. Down to only 2 members here. They're going to be pumping the brakes just a little bit. I believe they are fairly central within the first circle, so we'll see what the gods in PUBG force them to deal with moving forward.
Yeah, the gods haven't moved to the circle just yet, as it is still pretty central on that northern side of the map. There is a lot of teams inside, and they've found themselves safety in compounds. We're on board with Method now. They've secured this compound, essentially. They've got the buggy in, nice and deep in the compound too, so hopefully no team will find line of sight on tires for that.
That's where you like to park it. Nice and deep, right in the middle. Make sure that the tires don't get popped. Unfortunately for them, only 2 of the members could ride it, and I believe they have 4 alive. But Method, game number 1, not the best compared to yesterday's results.
Not the best start of the day. This lobby is quite difficult, though. There's a lot of top teams in it. Spacestation Gaming there, rotating around the northern side.
All the way in the west,
the northwest side.
I believe, crossed the water over there at high time.
You'd be pretty happy with crossing the water unscathed in this map. It can be quite difficult to cross those narrow rivers or ditches or whatever you want to call them there. They are quite difficult to get across, especially if teams are sitting on the bridges themselves. If you are trying to cross the water, you are pretty much defenseless. As on board with our previous games winners, 8DP. One of your favorite teams.
One of my I mean, they already made the top 5, so whatever happens from here, as long as they can maintain that positioning, I'll be happy, and I'm sure they'll be happy. And the reason I picked them today is just because of that momentum factor that they were able to gather in yesterday's matches. Because before yesterday, they were on like the 3rd page of leaderboards, if I recall. They were pretty far down there.
This is risky stuff at the moment. As he walks in the door, the spray comes out. It will be enough to find him. Will he thirst? No, the second player comes in immediately. Gets the second player too. He's on the run though. This is one of the last players from
Get the flush, get the flush. I would flush these. I would flush these turrets.
I would thirst
Flush
those
the
2
turrets.
kills immediately. He does hear players coming through though, so he needs to be very careful. He does see now that 3rd player from the squad. Takes the shot. Got the AKM out. He's pushing very aggressively. Jumping peaks. He's going to need... That's 3 now for the player.
Salty with the 3-pointers right here. Let's see if Salty can get the last member alive. Looks like Wang might be able to do the cleanup over here. Going to be bouncing up.
Wang's a bit of a clutch goal too, so... Oh, please throw! Ooh. It does a lot of damage to that V2 player, and he's feeling it now.
Here comes Wang. Yep, the jump.
Goes down.
Just like that.
That's our first team gone.
Just like that. HQA eliminating version 2.
HQA didn't have much joy in the first game, but they found some joy here in the second. After being eliminated to 2 players early, see Salty and Wang clutching up. Salty with a 3K. 3 individual players peeked him, and he put them all in a coffin.
Some would say HQA eliminated version 1, version 2, so hopefully next game we'll have version 3.
Might need a rename.
The new and improved.
Might need a rename after this.
Version 2.0.
You're going to need to.
0.1.
Latinos.
Man,
Unidos
Salty getting 3 there.
That was a big play.
I mean, prone in the door, right? So they opened the door, immediately popped up, got the first knock, and then to be able to swap the weapons and get the second knock, that's some skill.
Yeah, it certainly is. Peralta from Revenants will go down here. He's in the fire, and that is unfortunate for him.
Oh, no.
They're only down to 1 player now. Espinoza, the
second kill leader on the
he is the second.
kill leader
He had a
leaderboard.
chance to catch H224 because he got knocked out so early, but unfortunately...
Yeah, this was the game, actually.
Yeah, this was the game to try and catch him. Latinos Unidos sitting on top of a hill. They're one of those teams that need points, but they did get a decent enough game last game, finishing off in 7th place, I believe, so not a bad shout, but one of their players has been finished off by Alucard's VSS.
I mean, it goes back to our conversation that we started at the beginning of this game. Like, our teams, should they be hot dropping each other? Like, is it worth it? And in this case, all those squads dropping Paradise, like, no one won anything from that. I mean, Tempo, they're still alive. They're still there, actually.
They're still central, because Paradise has actually been pretty central in all these circles.
But, I mean, as far as hot dropping goes, both the teams, I mean, we saw Salty Bay, a solo member, run away from that fight. And now Espinoza's solo member as well. Like, it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, it didn't work out for 2 of the 3 squads that did drop there, as they are down to their last members. Salty Bay, if you haven't been able to find on the map, she is just north, just south of Cal and north of Tatmok.
Straight camping it out.
Straight camping it out. If the circle moves north, she's actually in a really decent position here. So she's doing a good job for her team so far, avoiding all conflict. Being a bit of a pacifist, but that's okay when you are the last alive.
You need to do that. I mean, you need to go
That's
for that insurance policy, get those points over here for the leaderboard, especially such important matches. We only got today and tomorrow left for the group stages.
It certainly is. It will be the last games for some of these teams to play. So it's incredibly important for them to rack up as many points as they can. Any way you can get the points, doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them in the end.
Yep. Exactly. So a couple squads still in this game. We got 15 teams remaining. A lot of solo members running around as well. Like, very interesting game we got going on so far on the Sanhok match. Let's see where the next circle pops. We will be seeing in just a moment.
Some SLR action out of Sin. Trying to find himself anything he can. He's going to lay some shots into the Omen boys. Wi-Fi, he's not someone you want to mess with. The answer's back with an assault rifle at that range. So well played by Wi-Fi. One of your mates.
Yep. Well, I mean, definitely helping me out, giving me some tips and tricks, and at the same time flexing hard on me, right, with all those skills and knowledge.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's picked up 3 kills on this map so far. Could find himself rocketing up that kill leaderboard if he has a big one.
So Salty Bay actually in the circle still. If you wanted an update on that solo member up in the north, as we see the new circle, a couple squads will need to work their way on in, but nothing too crazy. Tempo Storm still going to be favored right there, right next to him. Spacestation Gaming and Infinex.
Yeah, Tempo Storm have been fed pretty hard so far, but it is the bigger circles that we are working with, so could end up shifting away from them eventually, as Paradise could be a fun spot to end our circle, but quite rare that you find it ending in a compound or in a city. So
this is really bad for Revenants. Espinoza, we saw not in the new circle, and a couple of the members from Omen were overlooking that, And if that wasn't bad enough, we might have 1 or 2 squads kind of rotating in Espinosa's path.
Alucard's found a nice angle onto the Latinos Unidos guys.
Ooh, oh, take out the
Trigger
VSS.
discipline.
Oh, not going to go with the VSS?
No.
Okay.
Spraying with the M4. He's run out of bullets, unfortunately. Doesn't have the extended mag on that, so does manage to get to safety just on the side of Latinos Unidos.
I would have VSS'd that all day long.
Yeah, I would have probably VSS'd it too, but we're not professionals, and he favors the M4. The player does get knocked down anyway by alternate angle. The player on high, I believe, one of his teammates. There it is. Illusions. Finishing off the kill for his team. They're up to 2 kills, but have lost one of their members. They are rotating into the circle now. I believe that is
They're all the way down there south.
Yeah. So we find ourselves in a bit of a lull in activity as teams decide to rotate into the zone. There are lots of compounds as Latinos Unidos are trying to get a bit of revenge, firing in onto Sin. Espinosa has actually managed to find 1 knock, but he's been finished off himself, so he's out now. Revenants, poor finish, poor start.
Tough game for him.
It's not going too great for them at the moment. Yeah.
Yesterday as well. I wonder if their mental mindset is kind of skewed right now because of yesterday, and maybe they're getting into fights with one another amongst the team comps.
Oh, you hope not.
You hope not, but you gotta think of these things, and we gotta think. You know, in reality, people do have emotions, and
they do.
Hopefully, these emotions aren't getting the best of them. They do have 2 more games to go here today. A very important 2 games.
Certainly are very important 2 games. They managed to go from first, I believe, till
Is today their last day playing?
I'm not too sure. I think that might actually be
Revenants
their last.
Group D.
Group D. It might be their last game day. We'll have to check in the standings after this. So they're going to need to... You'd think they're safe from the elimination.
Yeah, of course.
Because they did manage to get themselves up to that 100-point mark after 8 games. But still
you like to do
you want to play it. You want to play
better.
as well as you possibly can. And we're on board with Team Totality, who have been playing very well. Unfortunately, today, or this game, they've found themselves with only half their roster as they got aggressed on by Wi-Fi from Omen and lost that one pretty handedly. Losing Enigma now too to Euphoria in the zone as teams well, they start knocking each other out. This is going to be a thirst, I believe, if you can navigate those stairs. He can't navigate the stairs, and he's knocked out in the zone.
I don't think they would have been able to heal up anyways. They were so low, even if they breached into that that door right there.
They're only 1 up, and their last player is in the blue as well. The last player alive, I should say, is in the blue as well. So could
Omen
see
Elite.
the end of them.
Yeah, Omen Elite right there on the high ground, looking good. We do have the next circle. It did pop. Salty Bay gonna have to rotate. Guess who's gonna be in it? 8DP once again find themselves in a very good position. Tempo Storm still in the Paradise location, going to be in it. A couple teams might be opting to rotate through Paradise just because it has that cover. But for the time being, we got Mitz.
We got Mitz. He's our last player for that squad of Team Euphoria, as he won't be able to pick up his friend. Team Totality, in the meantime, I believe, just dropped out. So their game 1 was fantastic. Their game 2, not
11
so
kills,
hot.
right? 11 kills.
11 kills in their first game. So
second place, so
racked themselves up a lot of points.
Should be able to counterbalance their performance in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still be happy overall for the day. Did say as Wildcard get some shots down now. They've been quieter today. Their first game wasn't too hot from them. Tempo, we've seen them stay in Paradise pretty much the whole game.
No reason to leave. I mean, the Mimosas.
No, they're sitting pretty. They're running out. Surely they're running out of mimosas by now, though. Or if they have been sipping mimosas the whole time, they'll be rather sloshed. And as we see Method start to get in on the kill action. Salty Bay was taken out, unfortunately, by 8 DP. So Savage Hearts dropped down in 13th place. Yeah, that's
okay. It happens.
It's an unfortunate game.
Better placements than if they would have kept fighting Tempo Storm early on, though. Could have been a 15th or a 16th. So
could have been.
I mean, I believe
it's still 1 point. So. Yeah, it still is a 1-pointer.
It's a thought that counts.
It is, as Spacestation Gaming are now getting picked off by Infinex, who have been on fire. They are our top team at the moment, still sitting pretty clear of the Pittsburgh Knights, who aren't featuring today.
They will be playing tomorrow, if I do believe so.
Yeah, they will be. So they'll have their chance tomorrow, as Spacestation are continuing to get picked off by the Infinex squad. So Infinex are righting the wrongs of the first game.
Tempo Storm just chilling. Looks like they're going to have a soft 2-2 split going on right now amongst their members, and they will be pretty much gatekeeping the southern west half, and anticipating some squads to be rotating on into this general area As we see in the distance, we do have a couple teams, but it looks like these rocks will be blocking it from the tempo vision. But how long will that last is the question. We'll have to find out moving forward, as all these teams probably biting their nails, not sure on where exactly their next play should be. Because if we look over here, Spacestation Gaming, they're in. Everybody's in the circle, but we got Infinex. They're to the west of tempo, and they should be able to rack up some kills if squads do tend to rotate in that general direction. Next circle is going to go on up. Once again, Tempo Storm. Guess what? They don't need to move.
No, they are being fed the circle so far, defending their Mimosa Kingdom. As more knocks do come out, it is the western side that is packed. You can see it at the moment. Blood and Loyalty are in line of sight of Wildcard.
Whoa!
Illusions, unfortunately, doesn't manage to land a shot there.
That was free.
He would have liked a DMR or a sniper there, maybe, as Euphoria is
eliminated,
unfortunately for them. But we move on. 8DP, they need to find themselves into the zone for pretty much the first time today. They are going to have to get through Method.
They got a little shack they might be able to pile in. Yeah, it looks like they're sending iFan over there, actually. You're going to need to be careful. Looks like we might have a scuffle between ATP and Infinex over there in the north. Most likely we're going to have a Method
spray down.
HQA. But
Wildcard getting some knocks, getting some players pinned down. This is the side of Blood Loyalty. Tempo Storm still continuing to knock players out, so they're sitting as kings of the castle, really ruining people's day at this point.
But Tempo Storm, they're not with the 2-2 split no more. They're grouping up. They are aware of the situation that teams are most likely going to be rotating on in through Paradise. So you want to be nice and close to each other so you're able to defend each other's backs.
Juicy with the M249 has put down Blood and Loyalty. That's all 4 players dropping in rapid succession as 8DP are starting to wear some of the heat. They have moved in, but Ifan has fallen despite being the central member, and Spacestation Gaming have managed to claw things back. They're still alive with 3. One of the players does get knocked. Juicy. That is unfortunate.
They should be able to survive.
This isn't a bad position for them. They are blocked off from Tempo, so they are safe from Tempo.
They're probably going to use Paradise and rotate on in
They're going to
through
have
it,
to, yeah.
if I had to guess it. I mean, it seems like it's the safest bet. It's just a matter of time because time's not on their side because Infinex might utilize that same strategy. So those two teams might run into each other. So if Spacestation Gaming can take out Infinex before pushing into Tempo, that would be the ideal situation here. As we see that mini-map up there in the corner, gives you a better visual of what's going on.
Certainly does, as one of the Infinex players has actually dropped. This is on board with Salty. Got a nice 1v3 earlier, but he was picked off in the blue, so he's going to go down pretty quickly.
Out.
Wang has been spotted. No sneaky business for him. Method are gatekeeping him pretty hard. He's going to try and move in between the rocks. He does, but for how long can he last? No first aid kit on him, so he's gone. Yeah, he's done for play zone though, so doesn't feed Method the point.
Okay, that's good.
7th place, or 8th place for them, as Spacestation Gaming are starting to kick off. Wildcard getting into the mixture as well. Wildcard, Spacestation Gaming, all taking shots at one another. And I believe in the middle of that is the poor boys on DM, so they're going to need to get themselves out of trouble.
Looks like Wildcard, they're going to be making some peeks. Going to be spotted right there. Juicy going to be
boys,
pushing on up and through here. Looks like we picked up a crate along the way. Looks like Spacestation are trying to rack up some kills. Omen, there we go. Eliminated Wildcard. Eliminated Tempo Storm. Going to be right here smack in the middle of their Paradise Mimosa Village. Method, though, 4 live up there. I like their positioning. They have the whole East Coast all to himself with this circle, and they're defending their angles.
Well, if the circle shifts towards the east, they're going to be in a very, very good position as teams trying to escape Paradise.
There
but it does, and it's on Method again. As Infinex is now pushing around, and they're going to get more and more kills lining up. 8DP, they could be donezo. They are 1 player alive. He's going to be snaking it till he makes it. Method, though. Method, Tempo.
Method 4, Tempo 4, Spacestation 2, Infinex 2, DP still 1, trying to hold on. iFan bleeding on out. iFan will be going down to the zone, but going to be denying some points, so it's always a plus side when it comes to that. 4 teams remaining right now.
And it's big 4 too. We got Spacestation, Tempo, Method, and Infinex. Those are 4 big names. Tempo are now starting to run around their compound and find out where these snakes are lying. They are moving as a 2-man squad right over towards the Infinex guys. There's a wall separating them, so won't be able to find too much action there, but they're just clearing out angles, making sure nobody's underneath them at the moment.
I don't think Clay has sight lines onto Infinex from their position, but Infinex, they only have one option, and that's to go right there east of that wall that they're at right now.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to go through there, which they just did. So, I don't know. We'll see what they ended up doing here, but their positioning looks a little rough.
Yeah, my thinking is they have to push towards Method before they get to Tempo, because there is a
that
big
big
wall
wall.
there. Yeah, there is a big wall separating them. Spacestation Gaming are kind of in the courtyard now, pushing in, but Tempo is getting all the information, and they haven't been breached yet, so they've got so many nades to play with.
Yeah, they got all the loot from Paradise.
the
They
loot.
haven't really been using it right now.
Oh, it's a rough spot for Spacestation Gaming. 2 players in the same corner betting up. 1 nade would seal the
Maybe
deal.
some smokes. If you had some smokes, just smoke it out right now. But I don't even know if they have that to their name.
No, I don't think they
Oh,
have this.
no.
They do make the push 1 by 1, and they find a Tempo player.
Oh!
Knock him down. The trade is there. Rain has avenged his friend.
Oh, Juicy and Rain doing the 1v1 lean peak battle right now. Who's going to win? Looks like Juicy's trying to confirm the kill on to one of the members from Tempo. Here we go. Rain's going to be popping out. Rain's trying to get the clutch over here.
But Space Station gone, but there are 3 members of Tempo in dire straits. Method are now pushing in for the cleanup. Infinex has heard this as well, so they're going to try and eke their way up. Rain with 5 kills. Surely our kill leader at the moment, as we do feel like Method are in the box seat. There's only one Tempo player up. Yeah.
Right?
The one Tempo player has to res everybody. As Infinex start to push out, they get sprayed down. Ever Fury feeling the heat at the moment. There is one of those Infinex players inside the Paradise Village there. He is on the Tempo side. As the nade comes out, will I be able to get some knocks? It won't. The Tempo players have pushed past it.
That's pretty epic right now. Method, they're going to have to breach into this building
It's
if
actually
they
a
want to
shotgun
continue
coming out.
leaving.
Late game shotgun. As Infinex Chris's with a silenced weapon sprayed across the angle and cleaned one up. He's still playing more, but he does get taken out by Prophecy. So now Method is on the back foot as Tempo have managed to get 3 alive. And that's it. Tempo have finally won a game. An excellent job from Tempo. They did get fed the circle pretty heavily, but they had to make the most out of it, and they definitely did. They didn't lose a player for so long in that game, and when the invaders came coming, the Mimosa stayed safe in the hands of Tempo Storm.
I mean, Tempo Storm, I'm not going to surprise. I am surprised. I thought Method might have won that game just based off their positioning, but it seems like they weren't able to flush out Tempo from their village, like you said. And Tempo, I mean, camping it out till the end. I mean, there's no reason to move. It just kept centering on to Paradise, so you can't really hate it.
No, you can't. I mean, they played it correctly. They found themselves with a 12-kill chicken dinner. The highlights were thick and fast, especially at the start. Tempo found themselves in the action pretty quickly as 2 teams did hot drop onto them. But Tempo, they went down to 1 player at one stage. One player had to res all 3 of his mates. He ended up having to give one of them up.
What fight was that?
That was in the last fight. Tempo ended up going down to 1 player. Space Station almost wiped them out.
Okay.
But
Oh yeah, that was pretty close. That would have been the play right there. I did like at that moment though when those 2 squads were fighting, Method utilized that time to make that push. So they kind of took advantage of that. Just they didn't push far enough or fast enough.
This is Salty's 1v3.
Yeah, Salty's 1v3. Great play.
Stuff from him.
Jumping over there, taking those shots, free fire. Wayne going to be able to secure the kill onto the last remaining member of version 2. Wildcard with the Juicy Peak.
Yeah, Peak Juicy, and he wore a face full of bullets for it. Infinex played well to get to where they did, though. They lost 2 players pretty early on. And this was the fight. This was the fight between Tempo and Space Station that could have gone all sorts of wrong for Tempo. And if they didn't win this fight, well, obviously they wouldn't have won the game, but there was 3 knocks on the side of Tempo at one stage.
Yeah.
This is where Method pushed in, but they couldn't just make the most of it. That one Infinex player was a thorn in everybody's side. He had a silenced AK-47, and he was raining hell from the side.
Yeah, and talking about Rain, we saw Rain from Tempo that they actually allowed 2 members from Space Station to kind of breach on through that doorway that he was holding down, and I was surprised with that, and I thought that would have been the game losing play from Rain right there, but they were able to make the comeback, make the clutch. Here are the points from that game, the leaderboard. We got Tempo Storm with that first place chicken dinner, 12 kills over there, so they were able to third party, they were able to defend, they got 20 placement points. Method still continuing to track up this leaderboard. Yesterday, 32nd place. Today, big moves from that squad.
Yeah, they're rising up as they secure 20 points for the game, 2nd place and 6 kills. Infinex managed to return to form a little bit. They were sitting on top of the leaderboard and still are. They're increasing their lead. Space Station Gaming, much needed points for them as they were sitting middle of the pack. They had big words coming in today, so I'm glad that they're starting to walk the walk. Omen Elite getting themselves 10 points. Wildcard getting themselves 12. 8 DP Gold continuing their good run. HQA as well.
Placement points. Placement points.
Placement points for
not
ATP.
too bad.
These are the teams that didn't fare too well, though.
Team 9. Revenants still right there smack in the middle. I feel like they got 12th place last game as well. Team Totality getting placement points. I mean, thanks for showing up, fellas. And then version 2, last place right here. Here's the overall standings. Infinex still going to be holding on to their first place spot. I mean, they have such a big gap. Such a big gap. 8 DP gold, is that?
Yep.
Second place.
So yeah, they're going to push themselves up to second place. They've played 10 of their 12 games now.
Okay.
So they're working their way to the end.
Wow.
Tempo Storm pushing up pretty heavily too after that game.
Yeah.
That big chicken dinner. Cloud9 dropping further behind, but they'll get their opportunity to play their last 4 and catch up. Team Totality have dropped down because Tempo Storm did move up. Wildcard staying the same, and because of Tempo Storm's great game, Tribe have dropped down a little bit further.
2 more games to go for many of these squads out here, so it's definitely coming down to the wire. But if you're on that first page, you're not too worried about getting relegated right now.
Not too worried. But on this page, you're still pretty safe.
You're okay.
You'd say you're okay for now, unless you have a rubbish 2 games. You're not too upset. Revenants are dropping down further. Spacestation starting to catch up. This is
when
the page,
you want to start to worry. If you're one of these teams that have 10 matches under your belt right now, HQA, Savage Hearts, if you're one of these squads, you are just sweating bullets right now. You got 2 more games to go. You got to perform your heart out, possibly get a chicken or get as much practice as possible, because a couple of squads with only 8 games, they're going to have another day to outplace you.
They're going to have 4 games. These are the squads, well, a majority of the squads that do still have 4 games to play.
Yep.
A lot of these teams will be looking for points. You'd say
Tomorrow,
that Grunjo Del Gaming are the ones, as well as Grunto, I guess.
We can't cut them out.
Well,
they're well behind.
One chicken dinner, and you're at 27th, 26th place.
I mean, we saw Method. 2 days for Method.
2 days, yeah.
They're up there.
What a difference a day does make, Dave, is one good day, and all of a sudden you're flying high. As Simple has moved up the leaderboard. Espinoza only managed to get 1 kill. But we see a Tempo player enter the fray for the first time. As HH24 is still the kill leader. It's 28.
So all of our kill leaders at the current time are in today's games. All of our fraggers.
They certainly are. And 2 more games to play. You'd expect them to increase the lead just a little bit more.
Yep. I don't know about doubling it for HH24. If HH24 keeps getting taken down
they need 20
early,
more kills.
It's possible. It's still possible. 10 kills per game,
yeah.
You know, whatever.
He's already had 1 10-kill game in the tournament, so if he can get another one, it's not too bad.
What a great game.
What a great game that
mean,
was. Sanhok, one of your favorite maps?
One of my favorite maps. Tempo Storm definitely lucking out there. I'm not going to lie. They got favored by the gods there, but it's how they use that favor to defend the compound and clean that game up.
Well, Tempo Storm are enjoying mimosas, and now we're going to go enjoy one in the break. So thank you for joining us at the PMCO Fall Split. We'll be right back after this with more PUBG action. Walls. They will run straight past him. He tries to juke him and go.
That was a juke.
It will, and he won't get the knock. He'll get knocked out for it. Pull your fists out. No, don't waste the ammo. Damn it.
Now they still have another member, maybe
up and got knocked. He was going to get his friend. Oh! It has gone down. Last player from ATP in the mix at the moment. He needs to get this knock. Doesn't manage to
the finish.
He's back to the door. He's
Bapa,
got the swap
Bapa.
weapon.
Bapa!
He does finish it off.
That's a
Bapa
1v3.
getting a 3.
The one from Miami.
The one from Miami.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Cloud9 games are getting pushed from this compound, but they're not going down without a fight. They are going hell for leather, but that is Cloud9 out in 12th position, so not a game that they would have liked. They had the perfect position.
They need to make the pull up here and get the revenge, especially after Beowulf getting flushed off, getting caught off guard by version 2 right there. I feel like Beowulf was in the field, maybe scouting.
That's version 2 gone.
Yeah,
that's them out
that's what
already.
you like to see. I mean, that's what happened.
Around the corner in a few weeks' time.
Now, I want to see the Scarecrow possibly throw off the Wildcard members and possibly take some shots.
I want to see the Scarecrow, take some shots with the boy.
Look at this. Wayne using the Scarecrow.
Yeah, he's certainly
throwing him up. This is 500
This energy
IQ.
drink might end up in the zone for Wayne, which is not the best place to be. As he gets one of the Wildcard players, he's spotted. It's back to a 1v1. He's on his right.
Wayne spotted him.
Wayne spotted him. He's got it!
Oh, Wayne!
Both these teams had a pretty poor game 2.
Oh boy.
XG and Cream, so neither of these teams are going to want to go out
This is about
early.
to be so rough for Brazilian killers. IN. Are they actually giving it up? The timing, they might just be leaving here. This may well turn out in Brazilian killers' favor. They're about to start coming across.
And then it's all over for you. Jonathan so far has been very bloody strong. What are you playing at, mate? Okay, never mind. Not very weak. He went for the
Yeah, I like snowmobiles on this map. They feel very comfortable to drive, so that's good. Stick to the ground. Oh, my
talking
Lord.
about comfortable to drive. Tempo trying to go for that 360 barrel roll.
She's alright.
5 points because they did stick the landing.
Gasher up the stairs, does find the knock, refrag from Unique's teammates. Kitsune looking directly through the window, a really strong play here.
2 downs, very low HP, and he goes. Doesn't get the knock. Hang on a minute.
Him. How's he survived through that?
Unique, they're really on the ropes now, but finally.
Spraying down on actually.
And
they're going for it. Is this going to be execution? Yes, Iraqi Elite is going for it.
And a car. Quiet falls.
The rivalry could go ahead there at the end of the game if it continues on. S7 at the moment, 4 kills in the bag. Oh, you're sliding. Ooh. All right. He made it into the water eventually.
Yep, nope, we're fine. Nope, they're still falling in. All right, well.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the NA Games today. My goodness, I'm joined with Smash Shouts over here, aka Ben on Mustache Dave. Shout out to Monica in the chat. Saw her watching. She's happy for the Tempo Storm boys over there. Getting that chicken dinner. Before we get the ball rolling, make sure you go check out the YouTube page at PUBG Mobile Esports. Hit that subscribe button. Watch them VODs if you missed it. Let us know what's going on. And of course, download the game. It's for free on the Google Store and the iOS Store.
Certainly want to download the game, get into the action yourself, because you could end up winning one of these teams. You could end up in the PMCO one day yourself if you practice hard enough, play hard enough, and get good enough.
Let us talk about you.
Yeah. Be a pleasure to talk about some of the viewers in chat.
So we actually saw a couple people in the chat, a couple players in the chat. Saw Sixless from Spacestation Gaming saying, "All right, boys, I gotta go to work." So you know what that means. This next game should be turned up. Hopefully they'll pop off like their Twitter's been popping off lately over here with PUBG Mobile. And I saw someone got VSS thirst.
That was
Rolex.
Rolex got thirsted by the VSS, so he wasn't happy about that one.
Tough game for a couple players.
Yeah, a couple of players. But I mean, unfortunately, thank you for sharing your experiences with us in the chat too. So it's been fantastic.
Keep it going.
To have you
spam those emotes. You know, let us know what teams you're supporting.
We saw the tempo spam come out when they won that game.
There's a blue wall.
There was a blue wall of them. Yeah, it was so easy. Apparently, dropped in the chat as well. So good job from Tempo picking up that game. Of course, it was a close one, but eventually they ended up taking it out. This is the map of Vikendi. It is the medium map, and it's where we're going next to decide who wins our next chicken dinner of the night. It is a big chicken dinner coming up, I feel like a big chicken. We've had a few pretty towards the higher end of chicken dinners, the medium chicken dinners. It's a 14s, 12 kills chicken dinner, but I want a big 20 kill chicken dinner. I want someone to really stamp their name on this game, on this Vikendi map.
So what you're saying, our chicken dinners, they can feed a family of maybe 3.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Mom, dad, and a kid.
Yeah,
but we want like a family of 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a Thanksgiving chicken right now.
A big Thanksgiving chicken.
There you go.
Not a turkey, unfortunately. We're not giving out turkey dinners. We're giving out chicken dinners. As the plane is
nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing
wrong with that. Talking about some other things though. Going back to last game, I gotta get your opinion on this. Method, did they choke?
They were in a favorable position, especially when Tempo was 3 down. They had the 1 player alive. But the problem was, there was that Infinex player on the side. He was watching the entrance, essentially, to Paradise, where Method had to come in.
It was Chris.
It was Chris, and he had a silenced AKM, so it was hard to pick up in the moment, especially as the team comms would probably be hectic. There's probably footsteps going around everywhere, so he's popping off in the AKM, spraying down from the side. If he collects 1 or 2 Method players, or even drops them low, all of a sudden, those Tempo players, despite being on low HP, they only need 1 shot to knock them down. So it becomes a pretty even fight. So I don't think Method did choke. I think that they were in a favorable position at one point, but the way Chris played it out kind of...
Even a second place, though. I mean, place,
that's not too bad.
I'm still amazed with their ability to be so consistent the last 2 days and just continue to perform and rack up some points.
Their first day was an absolute shocker. Set them down in 32nd position going into their next games of play. And then from there, they've managed to work their way up
all the way up, yeah.
So you can
all the way up.
You can only give them shout-outs and props for that. But we already see.
Okay, I think it went through the other window.
Yeah, I think this is fine. This is Omen versus the Blood and Loyalty guys. Blood and Loyalty are finding themselves in early engagements pretty often. So
the fake out from Wi-Fi. You saw that? That was some
Wi-Fi.
That's some mind games right there.
Of course, the players could see each other. Another shoulder peek.
Wi-Fi is trolling right now.
He's gonna be a bit of grief and try and bait some shots out or something. I'm not sure if Wi-Fi actually has any loot just yet, but he's looking pretty bare.
Oh, no.
He's in a bit of trouble now. You're in a bit of strife, mate. You poked the bear.
You got to pull back on this one, Wi-Fi.
Oh, his teammates are so far away, too. He has one in the area.
Coming up on this, but still, it's going to be a 2v4, best case scenario.
Oh, you'd hope for Wi-Fi's sake he's got something. He does have a mini Uzi with a vest, no helmet, though. Zute's actually managed to take out one of the knocks, and Wi-Fi gets a quick 1 clip. That is, all of a sudden, it's entered...
A 2v2 in this area.
But it's also a scary thought, because if the other Omen players are ascending now, and Zute is on a bit of a tear, and there's only 1 player up for the Blood and Loyalty side. All of a sudden, Omen have found themselves 3 points, just lying all over the floor of that warehouse.
And they're running away.
But he's going to be running straight into the loving arms of another player. Zute might know he's around the corner. He does.
Well, there's
Zute goes down, but it will be Fantasy dead in the dirt. And
Wow.
that will be a quick start.
The bait and hook from Wi-Fi right there. Wi-Fi is going to be getting the final kill with the Scorpion. That's that.
Scorpion, yeah. Not a bad gun to put down on your resume that you've had a few kills on.
That was a bait. All
that
right.
was. He baited all them in.
It's like a little minnow, right?
Yeah.
Like splashing in the water. Then a couple bass came along. They were hungry for that one minnow. Next thing you know, gop. The minnows, they all formed one giant minnow and just smacked the bass.
Minnow.
They're like Finding Nemo, how all those fish are together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just smack them around and took them out.
Definitely did take him out. Well done by Wi-Fi there to bait them all in to a position where they were going to get sprayed down by his teammates. Zute not missing the shots though, so good job from him.
Next time, if you see something that's too good to be true,
usually is.
Just don't go for it. They've learned that the hard way.
On board with our winners from last game, Tempo Storm. They have found themselves with some company here, but not too concerned as there is a icy river separating them. So Tempo will be just more focused on looting. They have one player, which is Rain, our top fragger from last game. Just watching out, making sure nobody tries to get too aggressive and try and get too cheeky.
Yeah, nothing too scary going on right now.
It is the side of Latinos Unidos who haven't had the most impressive tournament so far. So they'll be pretty hesitant to take any super early fights because they'll be looking for the long game, trying to get the placement points as well as the kill points. Whereas Tempo, they might, after their win last game, they might feel a bit more aggressive, considering they probably think that they're safe at the moment to progress on to the next stage, the semifinals.
Yeah.
It is.
So with that mindset, you know you're going to make it into the next stage. Do you go for some more aggressive plays? Do you try out some new tactics, maybe some new things that normally you wouldn't do if you're right there on the line?
My theory is that in South America, the Brazilian killers did that as they just started compound crashing everybody. As soon as they felt that they were safe, after they got about to that 100-point mark, they just started compound crashing everybody they could. Anyone that they could find, compound crash, kill. And they ended up getting up to 101 kills in their 12 games.
Yeah, because there's no prize here, right? Just
no, your points get reset next
round.
round.
Top or bottom 8, and you move on.
Yeah,
so
Infinex have actually found a kill and a confirm onto one of the players from Team Totality. So that's more top teams going at it. But yeah, as you said, there is no prize essentially for winning.
The prize is moving forward.
Exactly. So even if you're first or you're 24th, you're moving forward. The points get reset, and you'll have another 24 games to try and get yourself into the top 16.
There's Mars in the. What are these violets? The violets?
Yeah,
the roses,
the poppies.
Poppies.
Beautiful flowers, either way.
My first date, I brought her some of those flowers.
Was it a good first date?
Yep, we went to McDonald's. I said, hey, order whatever you want off the dollar menu.
The dollar menu,
you got it. You got to keep it real. You got to keep it real. This was back in high school, so it's like, you know, you have a job, but you're not balling.
Too much.
You're not balling like we're balling now, right?
Well, one of us is balling, Dave, and your suit looks a lot better than mine, so we can guess who it is.
You can tell when you got the pocket square.
The pocket square really, it clutches up. As Infinex are now starting to aggress onto Team 9. Sprays are coming down, but Simple has been knocked out and thirsted straight away. So that's one of our kill leaders already out on the deck. He'll be having a nap after this. Got some time to regroup after into our third game. As another Infinex player goes down to Team 9. Team 9 haven't had the best games so far, so they'll be happy with getting 2 points. Yeah,
very good for them.
They'll be able to revive their teammate as well, so they are going to be 4 strong. Looked like Infinex went for a little bit of a 2-2 split, so maybe they were trying something. Yeah, trying out something new and exciting.
Just having some fun.
Having some fun.
Having some fun compared to 9, who's probably
fighting for their life.
Yeah, fighting for their life, exactly. As you can see in their behavior, they're being so passive right now, being cautious, making sure that the surroundings are clear before pushing forward. So we'll see what else goes on. Another squad that has been having quite the challenge that way, way, way down there. You need some binoculars to see these players. Version 2. Haven't been having the hottest of games lately. They had one good game yesterday, I believe. They were popping off a little bit, but just not enough to push them up off of that last page on the leaderboard.
No, it certainly wasn't. I believe they're in that 16 to 24 bracket at the moment, as we are on board with Latinos Unidos as they spray into the side of Tempo Storm. That could be a fight that you don't really want to pick, though, and I think they're going to just solidify their position, and Tempo's going to solidify their position. They are both inside the zone quite comfortably, so I don't think anything is going to come of this. Tempo is just going to continue to run away, probably put some boosters on for those players that are missing HP and just get out of there. They have swapped to the white skins, so
camouflage.
the camouflage is in full effect.
At least, I don't know if all of them did. Maybe some
I
of
think
them did.
one of them has. Maybe Kraken has.
Kraken.
In the passenger seat.
Yep. Rain's driving right now. So Tempo probably hoping to get another centralized compound and be favored. I mean,
well, they definitely have got the central compound now.
It worked last game. Why not work another game back to back? As we do see, I believe that was Kraken with the VSS over there, looking at two of the members from Infinex right across the road.
Those are the last two players too. So if they get a knock there, they'll know that it's the last two players, and they might
push it.
Might try and clean it up.
Take over their positioning. Yep, for sure.
So Space Station are into the mix now as well, getting a knock onto Alucard from Wildcard.
A couple teams, if not all the teams, are actually in this circle. The blue zone is closing on in right now, so not much to kind of look at right now, so bear with us. 8 DP, they are going to be on the edge getting a crate. We will see some shots ringing out on one of these rotations popping out.
Yeah, it looks like it's just all poke at the moment, though. It doesn't feel like there's going to land anything from that distance with the G36. A good gun. No, don't get me wrong. Fantastic gun, but the range with the red dot going up the hill, don't think it's going to land too much. Maybe lucky if you get a spray down on a tire or something. That's what you want to see. You want to see the tire blow out.
Pop a tire, I mean...
Car flip out. As we see, this is actually the last two players of Infinex getting pressed upon by the HQA guys. Two of the HQA players have dropped down already. One's been thirsted completely straight away. So Infinex, they're not going to give up without a fight. Maybe too strong, but they are the top of the board for a reason. As Tempo's getting involved. Tempo's getting involved now in third partying. The poor side.
Oh, the molly.
Oh, they've actually been knocked out and gone. I believe Tempo's third partied them, and HQA have found themselves going out in 15th place. Tempo really did help out Infinex there. They really did save their bacon. So they're thinking they're lucky stars. And they've delivered them loot too. Look at all those looty bees on the ground. Clean them up. Don't mind that.
4v2 right there. HQA. Ooh. Crashed in this compound. In for quite the rude awakening. The angles from Tempo right here. I think Infinex were just holding them outside of this door so well. They couldn't make the push into the building to kind of get that cover from Tempo. And Tempo, they utilized that brief moment, that window of opportunity. They took it.
Yeah, they got themselves 2 kills, so it was a 2-2 split between Infinex and Tempo for that squad. So they're both going to just tip their hats. Thank you, Messieurs. But now they'll know.
Even though Infinex got the loot off of it. But
yeah, I mean, Tempo probably
they don't need loot. They're good to go.
No, they don't really. I mean, this player needs a bit more meds, which is Kraken. He needs. But now he's going to pop some tires. So you guys got the loot, but we are going to take the tires out.
Even though both these squads are pretty centralized right here. See Omen Elite just rotating in the edge we see on the map over there, just cruising, listening to some Ariana Grande.
Yeah, it's not a bad tune.
Good.
Not a bad shout. Ariana does pop out some bangers time from time.
Every song is a banger.
Every song is a banger, you reckon?
Yep.
Never had a flop?
Never a flop from my main girl, Ariana Grande.
Big call, but I'll have to believe you on it.
Thank you for that. So, next circle almost completely closed in.
Yeah, it is. It is almost completely closed in. You're not wrong.
Players are getting antsy, I'm sure.
Well, they want to get moving.
They want to get moving, get winning the game.
Ideally, they don't want to get moving, right? They want the circle to land on them like it has for Tempo Storm in the last game, 8 DP the game before. But if they have to move, they will. They're not afraid of rotating, especially on Vikendi. You do need the vehicles to rotate, as we see a Groza being picked up by 8 DP.
There we go.
So
Suppressor.
It's got everything you really want.
Yep.
Some level 3s. This player is geared out of his mind. He's got the med kit as well.
That's like a Star Wars looking helmet, like a RTD2. What is that? A Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I don't know what the...
It
actually almost looks like the Space Station gaming icon, actually. So it is
icon.
Space Station gaming,
I like
of course,
that
in the lobby. They are hanging out on the Mount Kresnik, actually, so they're probably taking some happy snaps up there. Filling the gram up. That's what I'd be doing if I was on top of Mount Kresnik. What's your Instagram like, Dave? Is it popping off?
Mustache Dave _, yeah.
Yeah, it's popping off. make sure you get that content out there. Is finding yourself some good Instagram pictures is always a good way to find some followers. But right now, we're going to be following the action as it is zoning in slowly. There are so many squads just on top of each other, but there's so many walls separating them as well.
Yeah, mainly right now it's just me fragging out PUBG Mobile on my Instagram.
Yep, certainly is. Getting the Instagram frags.
Instagram frags, Instagram. I don't know how to finish that one up, but
it's okay.
it's
Savage
okay.
Hearts
We
have found
tried.
themselves in a really sticky situation actually because they have Tempo Storm around them, Method around them, and also Latinos Unidos close by. So, and they're not really in cover, as you can see now on your map or on your screens. They're not in hard cover per se. They're more around playing around rocks and such. So, if they have to rotate out for this next circle, they're gonna have a lot of teams around them that will watch them as they rotate. So, hopefully for their sake, they are inside the circle. But if they aren't, it could be rough.
They
for
do have
them.
4 alive though, so
Yeah,
that's
they
looking good
are.
for them. 14 teams remaining. Next circle's gonna pop here. I feel like we've been saying this for a while. now.
It feels like a slow one.
Yeah. Early game for Vikendi.
One of the Savage Hearts players getting lit up there. Does get some
Jumping
shots
on
back on.
the snowmobile, trying to move the snowmobile. Gonna get spotted by Manta.
Here we go. The pop. It's central. So
we're not too much movement gonna be.
we're
coming
back
out.
talking about your Instagram pretty much.
Okay.
because
So let's go back to it. Now I got time to talk about it.
Certainly do, as no teams have to move in really at all. This has
So,
been a very friendly circle.
Right now it's just me eating a lot of food, pretty much.
How have you enjoyed the food? It's been good?
Yeah, it's been good. Some dumplings.
It's fantastic
Mainly
stuff.
dumplings, yeah. Some noodles here and there. So, took a picture of a tree the other day.
Trees are pretty good
Yeah.
things. They're actually fantastic.
Might be a picture of a fish on my Instagram.
Fish go alright too,
Fish.
actually. Yeah.
Like a fish, like a swimming fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like one on a plate.
No.
It was alive.
Yeah, he's having a happy time.
Happy time, Mr. Fish. That's my pet, Mr. Fish, actually.
Mr. Fish?
Yeah,
You actually have
I'm
a
not
fish?
gonna lie. The picture
Is of your pet fish?
Is my pet fish, yeah. I was a little embarrassed to mention that, but
Oh,
I was
don't be
gonna
embarrassed. Pet
come out
fish
and
can
say-
own.
Yeah, his name is Mr. Fish.
Well, Mr. Fish is probably missing you very dearly.
I don't know who's feeding him right now. That's the thing.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of guilty.
Oh, boy.
I just put some flakes in there. I said,
See you,
Mr. Fish, I'll be back in 5 weeks. Should be good.
Yeah, he'll be right. Wi-Fi will be right as well as he does retreat. He's got 2 kills, so he got like 3 or 4 kills last game as well. So he's been having a good day.
The bait from this game.
The bait from this game, and he netted himself 2 kills. He deserved
The
more than
master
2, but
of all, I can say.
Yep.
I mean, that was just amazing.
he'll be in your DMs later bragging about that for sure.
I hope so. He did it. He said he did it for Dave.
Did it for
Did it
Dave.
for Dave.
Did it for Dave.
Did it for Dave.
Well, it was a spectacular play worthy of the mustache itself.
Thank you. So another squad, last game, ATP, they got, what, 6th or 7th place? I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but
They got a chicken today, so they already met
already
their
ate.
chicken quota, I guess you can say. I'm still waiting for Spacestation to clutch it out, get a couple wins here today. We only got 2 more games to go, this one. The next one, Spacestation, there's still 4 alive down there in the south, no one around them for the time being. A majority of our squads are center right now. Just center and compounds, just looking around, probably paranoid out their minds, maybe checking their DMs on their Instagram. I mean, that's what I would be doing right now.
yeah, I do have problems with that actually when I have these really slow circles when I'm playing the game. It's resisting the urge to
tab
tab
out?
out. Yeah, resisting the urge to tab out is quite high. I need a second phone, Dave. I need a second phone, one for the games and one for the gram.
What I do is I just, in these moments, I put the phone on my back. So it's like a hot back massage because my phone's always hot.
Oh, okay.
Because I play so much PUBG
Oh.
Mobile. Like, it's always just a hot brick. Maybe I'll flip it over, cook an egg on it sometimes.
There's been eggs cooked on a very weird variety of things actually recently.
My phone being one of them.
Your phone definitely being one of them.
While I'm camping in a building, just waiting for the next circle to continue to favor me.
Well, Circle has been favouring Tempo Storm today a fair bit, and it continues to do so. As last game, they were gifted the Circle in Paradise Resort quite heavily.
These circles are going to start speeding up soon, though.
They
Trust me.
will. They
Ladies
start
and
speeding up.
gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts because things are going to get crazy.
Let's have a look at this crazy circle.
Let's look at it. Here it is.
This wacky fella.
Let's look at it. Hopefully everyone's seatbelts are fastened. Hopefully people don't spit out their soda because the
No,
next
don't get
circle
messy.
is going to be insane.
Oh, that's Dave.
That's
You really mocked it, haven't you, mate? You really put the mocker on this one.
that's pretty centered too, I guess.
That
you could
is
say. So you could, okay,
Yep.
so if you're not driving and you're just sitting in your car, you could take off your seatbelt and you can relax.
Take off your, well,
If
yeah.
you're not driving, like you're not driving, you could take off your seatbelt, relax.
It is recommended that you, while you're in the vehicle at all times, you remain in
Even
your
if,
seatbelt.
even if it's not on?
Yeah, of course. Because what happens
Why?
if someone hits you? If someone hits you and you go flying forward, you
If
could.
you're in your garage?
Oh, if you're in your garage and no one's going to hit you, then, just chill out. Just listen to some
Well, then
tunes,
again, if you're in
grande.
your garage in your car, you got
You
other
could be in
issues.
your house.
Yeah,
you
got
could
other
be in your
issues
house.
going on,
Maybe
so.
you're waiting for someone to get ready in the house.
Yeah. You go
know,
to the
and-
grocery store.
Yeah.
I was watching a news story the other day.
All right.
There was someone playing PUBG, the husband, at their wedding.
At the
I
wedding.
saw it
And it's
on.
the groom, is it?
It's the groom.
Oh,
and the wife
that's a
was looking
shocker.
over. They were getting wedding presents. And
Oh.
the husband was playing PUBG Mobile. And the wife had a picture looking over at the husband like, I can't believe I'm marrying this guy.
Well, a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Play PUBG Mobile at your wedding while you're getting presents?
If you're in the final
You're a
circle,
real grinder.
man,
Hey, you're
yeah.
here trying to qualify. That's what's going
Could
on.
be one of our players.
Could be
very,
one of our
very-
players.
Could be one of our players. Well, you'd hope it'd be one of our players because there's not really important enough reason.
Whoa. It's very important, all right? Hey,
Oh, I mean-
that bride is lucky the wedding even happened because he was busy grinding out some
It was
PUBG.
grinding.
So
He's gonna make it, Dave.
he's going to make it.
We're all gonna make
We're
it.
going to look back one day and he's going to be like, that was totally worth that one day I was getting married to play the game at my wedding. That's a true story, by the
It's
way.
a special day, so
I don't know. PUBG is so...
it's a special game. I mean, if-
Would you trade your wife for PUBG Mobile is the question.
Yeah, let us know.
Realistically.
Let us know
in the chat. Let us know.
if there are any players that are married.
Give
Would
me,
trade
the
your
greater
spouse
than or less than sign in the chat right now. PUBG Mobile, greater than or less than.
your
Your
significant
spouse.
other.
Your
Yeah.
spouse. Because it goes both ways. Let us know. Now, if we have majority of the Twitch chat is saying PUBG
This is-
Mobile, then I'm going to like it. I'm going to like it.
You're gonna like it.
I'm
are
going to
you?
like it.
All right. Well, we're gonna like the next circle because the previous two have not
It's almost
yielded
close.
us
It's almost
any
close.
results. It is
Yeah,
almost close.
So, fasten your seatbelt.
Now,
Once again, things are going to get out of control. Teams are going to have to rotate all over the place. They're not going to know
Oh,
what
yeah,
to do
here
with
we go, here
themselves.
we go.
There we go. So a majority of our squads are on the western edge. They will need
Yep.
to make the push. Tempo Storm are going to be favored again. Spacestation Gaming on the edge. Wildcard on the edge. Safe and sound.
yeah, so lots of these teams that have found themselves in the circle is that cluster of teams I was talking about before, Savage Hearts, Latinos, Unidos, and Tempo Storm have found themselves in the circle. So we are still 14 teams alive. We can see our kill leaders for the moment. It is Wi-Fi, your boy, up there with 2 as well as
Zute.
Kraken. Yeah, so Zute and Wi-Fi
Clue.
took him out.
Kraken.
Some good players up in
Good
that
players.
leaderboard. Yeah, some really solid talent up there.
I'm trying to look at the minimap to see who has the roughest rotations coming in. It looks like ATP.
8TP,
They're all the way on
definitely.
the edge, but they seem to be managing to find the perfect pathway
Yeah, they're
right
really.
now. They're going to be passing over 9 real shortly.
It's almost like the team's parted for them. It's like the Moses part in the Red Seas, mate. They were flying in these vehicles. They're just going
All of
straight
them
in.
have cars, yeah.
Yeah, certainly is. As Tempo Storm is rattling off shots. This is on board with Omen as they're starting
Ooh,
to
here
take
comes
some
Method.
shots at side of Method. Yeah, as you mentioned. Method had a pretty good day. Haven't dropped out in last place or thereabouts, 11th to 16th bracket in a while. So
Okay,
it'd be
here
sad
we
if
go.
they started here today. This is the fight that we were looking at. Omen, Savage Hearts, Latinos, Unidos, all in the same area. They're all occupying the same space. No team has been knocked out. Not even a single player has been knocked out in these rotations. Just as I say that, Tempo have found themselves a
with
knock
the
onto
VSS.
8DP, who have crashed
Who
into
crashed their
they've crashed
compound.
into their compound. Another team has actually joined the fray in crashing that compound as well. So you're going to see some more knocks come
Totality.
through. It is Totality.
3 teams, right? All smacked right on top of each other. Once
gotta be
again,
very careful.
Totality, they're going to have a rerun from last game. They will be in their compounds defending it,
Or
while ATP are going to be on the outskirts taking down Team Totality.
Yeah, certainly is. And these are 3 of our top teams too, as Team Totality look like they're wearing the worst of the situation at the moment. A nade does come through, a knock nade, as we switch fights to the SSG guys taking on Team 9. Euphoria are in the area too. So you back SSG in this situation. They do have the compound and don't have to move much or at all. 9 are towards the center of the circle, and Euphoria are desperately trying to find themselves any footing inside the circle.
Yeah, this is the opposite end of the fight that we saw earlier from ATP and Tempo, so this is on the other side of the map. This is an interesting one as well because Wildcard have a good chance of being able to third-party this once when they hear these initial shots ring out.
Certainly do.
Here
Juicy.
comes Sixless. Yep, remember Sixless mentioned, I'm trying to do this work, trying to get the work
He's getting
done.
to work.
The
So
VSS guy, let's see if we can see that come into play right here.
it's time for Sixless to get to work. He is on our cameras at the moment, spotting this Team 9 player on the high ground. He's going to peek for the spray now. Hip fire doesn't manage to get the job done. It is Mitz on the move. He's got the smokes out, chucking them around.
Oh, there's a molly up there too. Right on
Yeah,
the
be
tail of
careful.
it.
With the fight that we were previously watching is kicking off, and now the Space Station Gaming guys are trying to push in on him. He does get knocked down. Mitz, one of the last players. Yeah, he's the last player for Euphoria, so he's going to have to find himself inside the circle and try and last as long as possible. It's a new, different game for him. It is a survival game.
Yep.
As Method are getting lit up by V2, and you can hear the shots right out now as XDD did drop, so that's 14th place for Euphoria. He ran straight into the loving arms of Team 9.
Unfortunate. I mean, Team 9, they were just camping that western edge. They were overlooking that fight the entire time, waiting for some mistakes to ring out. Here's Wildcard and Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm, they left their compound near 8 DP to crash this one.
Yeah, and they found themselves all stacked up in the same area. They're only 3 strong at the moment. The Wildcard player does get pushed on the edge of the circle. Illusions is in a rough spot. He's working his way around the car. He's really doing the worm as he gets up and down, up and down.
Got the
Throw a
Uzi.
smoke out. Tempo are getting peppered from Team 9 as well, I believe, in the background. So beset on all sides.
Oh, Rolex.
So
Up
Rolex
there on the high ground.
putting in some work as well. It's not the only one going to work on the side of
Smoke
Space
should
Station
let
Gaming.
Illusions get the revive.
Team Totality have been wiped out, by the way, by 8DP in the south. That was the former fight where Tempo was involved, but they managed to run away. As one of the Tempo players has actually been knocked out now
Tempo there.
by VSS.
Yeah.
It is Sixless, the VSS
Hey,
god,
there you go.
up in the kill feed, putting some hurt onto Tempo Storm. He'll be happy with that result. You can see him on the top left of his screen at the moment, or the top side of his screen,
There's
fighting
like,
an alternate
what,
angle.
5 or 6 smokes right now. Tempo should be able to reset. But imagine if Wildcard pushes with a volley or a
They're
grenade
not, they're not in a good position. They're feeling the pain right now, Tempos. They're all stacked up on top of each other. It's never where you want to be when you're taking these fights.
Yeah.
There's one nade, one molly, or not enough angles being covered if you are all stacked up on top
Just
of
a
each
random
other.
spray into the smoke
Could
sometimes could
Knock
do
2
it.
or 3 down, yeah, that's it.
So it looks like Omen, they're going to be trying to work their way down this mountain
could be
terrain.
Revenants.
They have a couple trees to work with. They have a crate right in front of them. Infinex will be down there to their south, but like you mentioned, the Revenants are up there behind them, so they're going to need to be careful.
One of the Revenants players is knocked out in the zone, so he's going to be unable to be revived, you think, as we are on board with Wildcard, who are trying to fend off Tempo, and Tempo have
Oh,
been...
is this a 1v4 MVP? We
don't
saw
think-
MVP yesterday.
Yeah,
1v4 against Tempo. No, it was Totality.
It was Totality. He had a good day, though. But you see in your kill feed now, Revenants getting knocked out. I believe that's them gone. Infinex as well. They were only 2 strong, and they're finding the brunt of the barrel of the Team 9 guns.
This is the only compound in the new circle, by the way. So technically speaking, Tempo, they don't necessarily need to push this, but knowing how aggressive they are, they will.
They don't need to push it upstairs.
They don't need to push upstairs, but they probably will.
They probably will. I mean,
They
they've got
probably
nothing to lose, really, at the end of the day.
But
They are
imagine
down
if
to our
both
final
teams
9
could just
teams.
occupy the one building right here, the only building.
Well, MVP has found a knock, actually, down this stairwell. One player tried to knock who's there, peek up, see what was there, and he met a 7.62 bullet.
Yep, MVP's going to continue to take some shots, just let them know, hey, don't come up these stairs.
No.
Don't even think about it. Stay down there. You guys don't have access to the second floor.
Yep. Trying to go into a restricted area, which is Wildcard's domain.
So MVP could kind of, you know,
It's
protect
gatekeeping,
these
yeah.
stairs. Yeah, gatekeep these stairs while the other 2 members of Wildcard could potentially kind of peek out the windows from their second story and try to third party some action. Method once again coming into late game with 4 live. Hopefully,
Good stuff.
you know, hopefully they'll be able to clutch this one out. Looks like they're going to be rotating a little further. Try to get some better positioning going on. Version 2 still live over there. Space Station Gaming 4 live as well. So got a kind of a rematch from last game almost.
Yeah, we are looking at the circle essentially now. We are probably on the eastern edge of the circle looking down. Juicy has managed to find one of the Team 9 guys down in the southern area. Sixless now has swapped to his M4 and is finishing off the kill, so he's changing weapons pretty frequently. It is
Gotta mix it up sometimes.
V2 only have 2 players up, and they're going for the rotate now. Method are on it as Monarch has sprayed one down, found him as the Wildcard guys have found a spray onto to Prophecy. So we're finding back and
crashing this
forth.
too.
Space Station, yeah, they're trying their best to crash it, but It is really rough to try and crash this compound at the moment just because of the way there's so many teams looking at the bottom floor and the top floor, looking out the windows, and they're finding all these kills, all these angles to shut down anyone who tries to approach this compound. It is the last compound in the zone, as you did say, as we see more teams get knocked down. That is a Molotov kill going to burn down Illusions as Tempo are going to breach. They're breaching it into the spray of the AK.
Oh, one after another, just jumping on through.
The drop shot comes out.
MVP.
It's not enough.
Oh, only Kraken alive. MVP almost took out Tempo with that breach.
But we saw Tempo recover from 3 knocks before in our last game. They ended up winning the game. Omen Elite have dropped down and they've only got 1 player alive. He's not going to be able to pick up Wi-Fi, you'd think. Maybe he can, as Monarch does actually help them out.
Pushing S4 is so strong right now because you could just body block shots from...
trade it out.
Trade it out, exactly. So it all comes down to that last member alive. I mean, we saw it happen time and time
that's
again.
a nice car explosion. Or
Tempo, they're just good at pushing and breaching.
That's Method gone, I believe, or just about. Yeah, no, that is gone. So they drop out in 5th place. A better day from them so far. They keep themselves in that momentum of picking up placement points per game. But Team 9 is on a bit of a flank here, trying to find Omen. But I reckon Kingy knows something's up here, and he does meet him with Zute to get the knock. So this is the last member of Team 9 now. He knows where Omen are because of his teammate.
Level 3 helmet, so that should be able to help him, but they might try to just snake
He's
it out
alone
right
in
here.
the world.
4 live for Spacestation, 4 live for Tempo. Got Omen Elite over there trying to make the push on the outskirts of this building.
Certainly, as they're going to rotate around and try and flush out this Team 9 player. Zute leading the charge. They managed to pick Wi-Fi up as well. Sixless is just causing more pain with that VSS.
They see the backpack.
Oh yeah, they do see the backpack. Zute won't be fooled by this.
Just like that.
He does actually get a knock onto Wi-Fi, the last Team 9 player.
They should be able to get the revive though.
Yeah, they're going to have to use a little bit of time to get up Wi-Fi.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
But these two teams are pretty much focused on each other at the moment. They are raining shots towards Omen, but won't amount to anything as Omen have some deflate to play with there.
I'm liking Omen's position if they could just stay on the outskirts, maybe find some cover.
Wi-Fi might actually bleed out here because the zone is moving in and players aren't too keen to pick him up. Yeah, he will go down to Angry from Spacestation Gaming as Tempo and Spacestation Gaming continue to throw hands at each other, essentially. This could be a double dinger for the side of Tempo Storm, though.
Back to back. Back to back. Maybe. Do they have any grenades, any mollies, any utility that they could still use?
Dominican's got a nice angle here, and one of the Space Station players is pushed out.
That is a molly.
That is a molly.
Gonna block him off right there. Zone's gonna be right on their tail end. Sixless trying to get as much information as possible right now.
I feel that it's all over for Space
Juicy's
Station.
revived, so looks like Sixless might go out here. There's gonna be a smoke blocking that vision right there from Tempo for the time being.
Yeah, it is quite rough stuff. You'd expect this player now to crawl across and get confirmed. There it is. It's Zute actually from Omen that pinches that.
Wow.
So
still kill.
Steals the kill, steals the point off Tempo Storm, who are sitting pretty at the moment in the middle of the compound. They do have the majority of the cover to play with, as Space Station feel like they're pinned down at the moment in this little hut building. Omen are staying on the low ground. They're just playing timeout, essentially. They're moving away, waiting for some fights. As Zute actually gets another knock onto a Space Station member. So Method might use this to push in. You can see them running around as a 4-man unit on the bottom floor of that house. Another knock does come out. That's Rain onto Juicy.
Woo!
Finishes them off too. That's them gone. That's the side of Space Station Gaming. Unable to get their chicken dinner that you do so want. But this is Omen now. Tempo. They go out and Tempo dominate. 4 players alive.
Chicken dinners.
Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, as you say. They find themselves in the best positions all the time. So I'm sure we'll be seeing the spam in the chat. The so easy, the Tempo Storm
well, to be fair,
out.
they didn't find themselves in the best position this game. They forced themselves into the best position. They continued to crash center compounds time and time again this game and defend them. I mean, they had to fight many fights this game.
They fought Wildcard off. They fought off Infinex as well. They did a good job fighting their way through the game. They found themselves...
yeah, last game they were just chilling, right? Yeah. Like, let's admit, they were chilling. But this game they actually had to force themselves into that middle position.
So Tempo Storm, they had a quiet day 1 and 2 pretty much of the group stage, but now they're finding themselves, after 2 chicken dinners, in a pretty decent spot. The game 1 of the day wasn't too hot, but this was hot. This was Wi-Fi baiting in the side of Blood and Loyalty, and Way fell for a hook, line, and sinker. Zute and Wi-Fi cleaning them up.
Pretty good play from the Omen players this game. Able to rack up some kills early on. I believe Wi-Fi had 3 Carnage, none, but Zute with 8 kills that game, so trying to break up into that kill leaderboard when it comes to the overall. Spacestation able to get 3rd place this game, Angry with 3 kills, Juicy with 2, and Rolex and Sixless with 1 kill each to boot. They did get pinned down at the end, but Wildcard MVP trying to defend the 2nd story right here from the 4-member Tempo Storm push. Unsuccessful at that.
The key with that is I believe one of the Space Station guys or Method guy knocked one of the Wildcard players out, and as soon as that knock came out, Tempo knew it was them upstairs, the Wildcard guys upstairs. They just pushed in straight away, took full advantage of it.
Yeah. And then we had 9 come in 4th place. I believe they only had...
That's a good job for them.
It's a good job. They had 4 kills, so they're trying to get those placement points. They're trying to focus on that. We see that because they're playing passive on the edge and then working their way on in. I believe they had 3 members towards the end, maybe even 4. Method went out below them. So I know we got a couple people in the chat there rooting for Method here today. 5th place, not the best here, especially when you have 4 alive in the end, but they just got pincered by 2 different teams, Omen and 9. So unfortunate for them. But let's go pop up the leaderboards and see what's looking like from the previous game.
Yeah, it was Omen Elite taking the most kills in the game, but it was Tempo Storm taking the end kill in the game, which means that they get the 20 chicken dinner points, the placement points for the chicken dinner. The Space Station Gaming getting themselves some much needed points as well. Team 9, as you mentioned, they've been climbing up. 8 DP, ever consistent. They are probably the most consistent team in NA at the moment. Infinex, they had a decent game, but they aren't featuring on the top of the board this time around. Method getting themselves 10 points as well. They would love to see them consistently getting up. Savage Hearts found themselves on the top of the leaderboards as well, on the 8th place. So that's a good job for them. Wildcard getting 6 placement points, but they didn't end up getting a kill.
No kills that game, yeah.
No kills, so they're all quiet. The guns were silenced, essentially, but they did hold that compound.
Without bullets, some would say.
Yeah, they were. Latinos Unidos also didn't get a kill, but they got themselves 4 placement points.
Infinex with only 3 kills and 1 placement point in this game. I feel like this is their worst game yet.
It could be. Well, you saw they got aggressed on early and lost 2 players relatively early on in the game. They managed to get 3 kills, 2 of which were gifted essentially by Tempo when HQA tried to crash that compound and Tempo had the crossfire. That was
Tempo only 1 kill, yeah.
That was a good job. So
1 kill, 1 placement point. Here's the overall. Tempo going to be in 5th place. Pittsburgh Knights in 4th place. 8DP in 3rd place. Tempo Storm going to be swapping roles right there with ADP for that 2nd place position, trying to catch on up. But even though Infinex, they're having poor performances today, not the best, not clutching out those chicken dinners, they're going to be sitting at 199, 1 point away from the big 200.
So they're going to get 200 no matter what, because they always get 1 point. Even if they go out 11th to 16th, no kills, they'll get 200. So next game, they'll crack the 200
So the question even if Tempo Storm, if they get a chicken dinner, that's 20 and then
20.
That's 40. Does that add up to?
They'd need a big one. They'd really need a big one.
The biggest one out of all, right?
Not the biggest one. You'd need like 32 points for it to catch up to them now, so 33 minimum. Yeah, that'd have to be a big chicken dinner.
Infinex only gets 1 point, right? Because they get taken out.
Well,
so it's a chicken and a 20-kill game.
Yeah, so it's not a bad game, but Omen moving up. We also saw Space Station joining the top 8 for the first time in a while. Revenants continue their slide down the ladder, but you would say with 111 points and 2 chicken dinners, they would be safe for now.
Yep.
Unnamed still have to play 4 games, same as Tribe Gaming. You'd expect Tribe to move up into that top 8. They've been pretty good. Method find themselves at 15, staying there after that performance in that game. 5th place, I believe they got. Euphoria Gaming round out the 16th.
Down 1. Yep.
HQA, Simplicity. So this is where things start to get a bit risky. If you are
little hot,
yeah,
sweaty.
if you've played your 12 games and you're still on this board after today, then you start to feel a little bit nervous because you want to be sitting up in that top 16. These teams have yet to play. These are the teams that are going to play tomorrow. We'll see them in action.
Yeah, so definitely expect some movers and shakers with the very bottom, right? And here we go. Here are the kill leaderboards. Once again, HH 24, 28, no kills his previous game. So I believe that's back-to-back games with no kills.
He might have got 1 in the previous game on Sanhok, but he hasn't added much to his tally in the last 2.
Espinoza's been slipping off too. I remember yesterday looking at Espinoza was sitting at like 21, 22. So I wonder what's happening with that as well. I mean, we see the Revenants continuing
going out pretty early.
Yeah, get taken out early, finding themselves in unfortunate situations. So that will obviously allow you not to perform to the best of your ability here.
Certainly not getting the most time in the game, so the least opportunities to get the kills. So
yeah.
Well, that's how.
Hey, back-to-back chicken dinners though. Back-to-back. Have we had that here in NA? Back-to-back chicken dinners? I don't think so.
Maybe no. I don't think Cloud9 got 1 on day 1, but they did get 2 chicken dinners.
So Tempo breaking a record here, setting a record for back-to-back chicken dinners. I'm sure they're spamming that blue Tempo Storm email in the chat right now.
They certainly would be. Yeah, they certainly would be. And well, we're going to have to take a break here, fellas, at the PMCO fall split for 2019. This is the North American region we're covering. We've got one more game coming up. That is Erangel. We'll see you right after these messages.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Endless respawn, endless fun. There is a better choice.
Walls. They move on straight past him. He tries to juke him and go through.
That was a juke!
It will, and he won't get the knock. He'll get knocked out for it. Pull your fists out. No waste the ammo. Damn it.
Now they still have a another member. Maybe
Starting got knocked. He was going to get his friend. Oh! It has gone down. Last player from ATP in the mix at the moment. He needs to get this knock. Doesn't manage to
the finish.
Stacked on the door.
Bapa.
He does finish it off.
That's a
Bapa
1v3.
getting a 3.
The one from Miami.
The one from Miami.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Cloud9 games are getting pushed from this compound, but they're not going down without a fight. They are going hell for leather, but that is Cloud9 out in 12th position, so not the game that they would have liked. They had the perfect position.
They need to make the pull up here and get their revenge, especially after they were getting flushed off, getting caught off guard by version 2 right there. I feel like Beowulf was in the field, maybe scouting.
That's version 2 gone. Dude,
yeah,
that's them out
that's what you like
already.
to see. I mean, that's what happened.
Around the corner in a few weeks' time.
Now, I want to see the Scarecrow possibly throw off the Wildcard members and possibly take some shots.
I want to see the Scarecrow, take some shots with the boy.
Look at this. Wayne's using the Scarecrow.
Yeah, he's certainly
throwing them off. This is 500.
This energy
IQ.
drink might end up in the zone for Wayne, which is not the best place to be. As he gets one of the Wildcard players, he's spotted. It's back to a 1v1. He's on his right.
Wayne
spotted him. Wayne spotted him. He's done it.
Oh, Wayne!
Both these teams had a pretty poor game 2.
Oh boy.
XG and Cream, so neither of these teams are going to want to go out
It's about
early.
to be so rough for Brazilian killers. IN. Are they actually giving it up? The timing, they might just be leaving here. This may well turn out in Brazilian killers' favor. They're about to start coming across.
And then it's all over for you. Jonathan so far has been very bloody strong. What are you playing at, mate? Okay, never mind. Not very weak. He went for the
Yeah, I quite like snowmobiles on this map. They feel very comfortable to drive, so that's good. Stick to the ground.
Talk about comfortable to drive. Tempo trying to go for that 360 barrel roll.
She's alright.
5 points because they did stick the landing.
Yasha up the stairs, does find the knock, refrag from Unique's teammates. Kitsune looking directly through the window, a really strong play here.
2 downs, very low HP, and he goes. Doesn't get the knock, hang on a minute.
How's he survived through that?
Unique, they're really on the ropes now, but finally.
spraying down on actually.
And
they're going for it. Is this going to be execution? Yes, Iraqi Elite is going for it.
And a car. Quiet falls.
Rivalry could go ahead there at the end of the game if it continues on. S7 at the moment, 4 kills in the bag. Oh, you're sliding. Ooh. All right. He made it into the water eventually.
Yep, nope, we're fine. They're still falling in. All right, well.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hear there's a storm brewing out there, and it's Tempo Storm with the back-to-back chicken dinners here for today's matches. I'm Mustache Dave, joined by Smash Shouts, aka my man Ben over here. What a great day. We got one more game to go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning on in. I see a couple familiar faces in the chat here. Make sure you go subscribe to the PUBG Mobile Esports page on YouTube, and of course, download the game from the Google Store and the iOS Store. Play with us. We want you to play with us.
We don't buy it. Just like to play.
I do.
You do buy it?
Yeah, occasionally.
Stay away from him.
It depends.
But
it depends. You know, some people bite.
Some people do bite people.
If you're not winning me those chicken dinners, I'll bite. How about that? If I'm
okay,
getting
no,
chicken dinners,
if
I'm getting chicken dinners, I'm not gonna bite.
Not gonna bite?
Not
Well,
gonna
I probably won't bite anyway because very expensive teeth. Dental work is very hard to get done some days.
Yeah. And we don't have the time to do it.
Well,
We're so
no, we
busy,
don't.
So busy these days.
So the story of the day, Tempo Storm.
Tempo.
Double dinger. Picked themselves up 2 chicken dinners. They're looking to feed the family at the moment. And they're looking to end it strong. In the last few weeks, they've been in great form for the mobile PUBG team. They've knocked themselves off a tournament as well. And they've finished pretty strong in the PMCO. So they're going to be really happy with themselves. They can walk away and give themselves a pat on the back. Moving into the next stage of games, they'll be incredibly happy.
Yeah, I just gave myself a pat on the back. It feels good.
It does feel good.
It feels good.
It feels fantastic.
Zute, 8 kills that last game as well.
Yeah, he was a highlighted player. Yeah,
highlighted player. A lot of people in the chat, they actually popped up in the chat and said, hey, another day's work.
Zute.
Another day's work. Zute on the beat, son. Well, here we go. Last game of the day, going back to Erangel, such as game number 1 here today. So we have 2 Erangel matches today. Players should be feeling pretty good. I already see the flight plan because I'm the pilot, and I think I'm going to go right down the middle. You know, everybody's going to be able to get all that sweet, sweet loot, drop wherever they want. Match 4, A and D. This is the last game for some of our groups, one of our groups here today. So
yeah, it is the last game.
Last game.
I think it's Group A that finishes up.
Okay.
So
that's Spacestation, Savage Hearts,
yeah.
Tempo Storm, Omen Elite, Team 9, Infinex, Euphoria.
All of them will be finished up after this game.
That's it.
The fate
in the books.
It will be in the books. The fate will be in the hands of the other group to see where they end up finishing. It will be a B and C clash that we will get into. Or sorry, a C and D or a B and D. It's either way. I think it's a C and D actually. But we'll find ourselves going diagonally on this plane ride. It will take us over Pachinki straight away. There are teams already filing out of the plane. We'll have to see where the lobby leaders, Tempo Stormers, they've had a fantastic day where they drop, have to follow them. Last time it was in Pachinki and Blood and Loyalty joined them in there. So we'll have to see if they're still up to the challenge of facing Tempo Storm.
If I'm Tempo Storm, I'm fragging out this game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm
you want to beat Infinex in that first place position. Now, there's nothing that you get from it except for bragging rights. And let's be honest, that's the only thing that matters here.
Certainly does matter a lot, as you want to be able to say that you topped the group in the PMCO fall split. The circle has popped, and it is a Western boy, very similar to our first circle, I believe, or around about.
There's a couple shots ringing out. Revenants, Space Station.
They have two of our top squads actually around the place. Well, Revenants have slid down today. They started the day off in 8th with 100 points, and they've slid down rapidly today. They haven't had the day they would have liked. Of course, they probably will still be safe moving into our top 24 after the group stage.
You would think.
You would definitely think that 100 points would be super safe.
Good to go.
Certainly, as we're on board with Rolex.
And Space Station, another one of these squads that are up there that are most likely going to be moving forward after today's matches. So
certainly will.
These 2 squads can possibly duke it out and have some good fights going on right now.
Yeah, give some entertaining fights, some aim practice. He does land on defense to avoid the fall damage, so Sixless min-maxing a bit there. He was one of the players that was going to work. I believe him and who was the other player in chat hanging out before?
There's every player. I've seen every player after the game just pops up in the chat. You know, says what's up, says how's it going. Oh, the last game, a little bit of lag there. So you know what?
Oh, you don't want to be lagging.
A little bit of lag. Because if you're lagging, you're not fragging. That's the rule of thumb here.
Yeah, it is.
That's the rule of thumb here with
it's pretty rough.
The PMC 2019 fall split group stage. As we got Wi-Fi just cruising one last time here on their favorite map.
Yep.
Enjoying the scenery.
Just getting to the Georgia Pole crates in the south side. They're pretty alone there as the plane didn't really give you too much to work with when it came to trying to loot. It's going to pull up on this compound and loot it up. You see V2 there occupying the apartments.
Yep. 9 at school. Trying to loot and scoot.
Trying to learn themselves some education as we have a little bit of a face-off here, actually. It is the Method guys.
Oh,
or one of the Method guys. Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
They are very isolated as well.
This is a
This is around
face-off.
Shelter. This is Tensor and Prophecy.
The tension, I can feel it right now.
Oh, there's a lot of tension in the air.
Ooh, I'm shaking.
One's got the Mini Uzi, one's got the AK.
I favor the Mini Uzi in this fight, but it all depends on who gets the first shot.
Well, Tens has the 2 vests and the 1 helmet.
Oh, there you
So
go.
the 2 vest is quite
Two
effective
vests.
versus the Uzi.
2 vests?
No,
Two
1 vest.
One vest.
1 vest, 1 helmet.
Okay, 1 vest, 1 helmet, 1 dream.
1 dream. He does have the shotgun on the back. Oh, no, it is actually an M16, so if
What
he
are
can
we
hit the
gonna- okay,
headshot...
what are we going to do here, fellas? What are we going to do here,
We
fellas?
got ourselves a
Texas
Mexican
standoff.
A Texas standoff, yeah. Looks like Prophecy will retreat a little
That's
bit.
That's what we're going to
That's
do?
an angle. That's
An angle to nothing.
Well, he's trying to check if there's any more
team members
players running
coming.
around, and yeah, there are. TT.
That's what we're going to do.
Team Totality are pulling
That's
up,
what
and
we're
Prophecy
gonna
is
do.
now panicking, you'd
Yeah.
assume.
The support.
They've actually driven right
The
past.
boys. The
Oh,
boys.
he's going to find the first kill. The other player drove right
Get the
past
flush,
him.
get the flush.
Get the thirst. He's not. He's going for the second player as well.
Oh, ring around the rosy.
Oh, it doesn't get it.
Didn't even get the flush.
So now
Prophecy.
it was all for nothing.
And then Tensa got the finishing blow. just
So
to say.
Tensor wins the battle.
Well, you call it your boys. I don't know.
Oh, you called your boys,
Oh,
yeah.
boys. It's
It's a dog act.
dog act, shows a little cowardness.
Called in HH24.
We had a 1v. Yeah, we had a 1v1. Why couldn't we just
We
stay
did.
at that?
Well,
Called the boys. Where are the boys from the other side? Where'd they go?
Oh, the Method boys.
Where the
They're
Method
actually looting all the way as far east as you can get in
Lipovka.
Lipovka.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
so-
boys, they didn't want nothing to do with this.
No, they didn't want anything. So maybe
Oh, man.
Prophecy didn't get the memo.
Didn't read their emails this morning.
No. We changed loot location. We're going Lipovka,
Yeah.
not Shelter.
Urgent. It said urgent.
But unfortunately, probably went through his spam filter. Ended up in the box.
You gotta check
spam
the
box.
spam sometimes.
You do actually have to check your
Good
spam.
stuff
it's quite important. It's very important, in fact.
Usually there's some people that say, hey, we owe you some money. Click this
I don't know
link.
what. Oh, well, no, you don't click those ones.
I click
Dave.
them all
No,
the time.
Dave, no.
But if you owe me money, you need to pay up.
Well,
And thanks for emailing me. Oh, Illusion's driving
car on fire.
car on fire. It's
Don't
like
wanna be driving that for too long.
the Hunger Games,
It
when
is.
when Kat went to go do the little thing
Yeah?
and they lit the dress on fire.
Oh, yeah, that's
Hunger
right. That's
Games.
right.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I was just
Come
thinking
on, bro.
the
You
dress
gotta-
reference was...
Come on, bro.
No, we got there in the end.
Come on, bro. That was like one of the best movies of all time.
Hunger Games, what is it, Catching Fire or something?
I liked them all.
Hunger Games.
I think
is
the
good.
first one was the best one.
Yeah,
if
I
have
actually
to be
like
honest
the
with
first
you.
one. Yeah, the first one was very good.
I'd put that in my top 5 best movies.
Top 5, okay.
And then Troy's up there as well.
Troy, yeah, that's a good
Troy.
one. This is Team 9. They've found themselves in the Pachinki Fields area, in the barn house there, so not a bad place to be. They are raining shots down on Blood and Loyalty, I believe, as they were exiting Pachinki. Oh no, it is actually the Savage Hearts.
Whoop, whoop. Here come the police. Hot Jukes out here. Chasing down some criminals, trying to bust them for committing crimes on Erangel. If you're going over the speed limit, Hot Jukes is hot on the case.
These Hot Jukes is chasing down Gabby at the
Whoop,
moment.
whoop.
Gabby's definitely speeding in that buggy. Oh, here we go. This is
Some drive-by action.
Team
on Method.
Totality
Yep,
onto
Method.
raining. But that bike is faster than the UAS, so it is escaping the vision. He'll have to go for the spray soon, but he's just holding it.
They're trying to close the gap.
He might
It's
actually
like-
only have... Oh, he did reload his gun. He did have 7 bullets in the chamber for quite a while. Or 7 bullets in the bag for
Oh,
quite a while.
they're trying to cut him off. They're trying to cut him
Cut him
off.
off?
They're trying to cut him off.
This is the Potato Hill area, I
Oh,
believe.
man, they're trying to cut him off.
Whoa!
They're going to cut him off, maybe.
I don't think they will. I think he's,
Oh,
I think
Ever
he's out
Fury
of it.
just doing some BMX stuff.
Actually booking it. Look how far away
Hey,
he is
it's
now.
the thought that counts. They went for the cut-off play.
They did. They went for the play.
Oh, let's listen. That's Ariana Grande, bro.
Is it?
We need to
amazing.
read chat. Chat. Can
Chat.
someone honestly
you
like
confirm?
tweet at me, DM me or something? Because I'm if I've been saying the wrong thing all day, I'm gonna feel like a crispy chip.
The crispy chip.
Crispy chip.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, you did now.
There you go. I've learned something new
That's
today.
Ariana Grande.
It sounds very similar. This does not
This is
sound
not.
like.
It's
This
not.
is not it.
This is like Bad Bunny or something like that.
Yeah. Well, this is ATP getting lit up. Their Dacia is getting very low. They are going to return fire onto the side of Spacestation Gaming. Spacestation Gaming probably lining up that car for an explosion.
Ooh, I like how Juicy's holding the third story right here on the ATP, keeping them pinned down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Angry and Sixless try to make the push over here while the ATP fellas
Oh, he's walked
are
into a nade.
pinned.
Sixless has thrown a nade out, and the fella's walked into it. So that's one of the ATP guys knocked down
Oh,
already.
look at that grenade
nice
from
nade.
Juicy. Oh, tagging him.
Tagging him, bagging him.
Wow, the bounce there, the
Space Station,
verticality right there.
blood in the water. They are getting pressed by the rest of the 8 DP guys, but that's a nice Car 98 shot actually there to knock out one of the 8 DP players from far.
There you
as
go.
they're going to push over the top of this Darcy, and the car explosion is going to finish him off actually. He's going to finish himself off, so he's denied the point. Well played, son.
Oh, well played. Maybe they waited for him to get close enough to possibly do some damage to them as well. That's the kamikaze play.
That's the kamikaze play.
You crazy.
He was crazy.
Crazy at that play.
But he'd given up at that point. Bupper did get knocked down by that Car 98 shot.
ATP looks like they're going to commit to this, though. They're going to. At least try to peek, get some shots on him. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Have some fun with it.
Last game.
Circle's moved. It has gone about as far west as it possibly could. Georgia Paul still in there. Gaka hanging out. Everest still in the mix as well. We saw an Everest finish last night. That was quite thrilling.
I called it, too.
You did call it. You called it very early on.
Let me see. Let me check my jellies this game. Checking the jellies. I feel like we're going to have Gatka.
I do like Gatka. The field
Gatka
drone
chopsticks.
Gatka chopsticks.
Like
Okay.
Gatka Quarry. Like Gatka in the north, Quarry in the south, and then
For the next circle, you'd have to say, because
next two.
next two? Okay.
That's what my jellies is saying.
All right. I trust it. Here's the M249 being picked up.
Hey, Monarch.
Monarch.
They followed you
They
yesterday.
followed me on Twitter, and he's been gifted a crate. I've dropped
That's
one
how
down
it works
for him.
around here. So if you
Certainly
follow the casters, you
Yep.
get crates.
You get crates.
That's the easiest thing I've
It's
ever
also
heard.
had a not a bad day method. They
And
got a second
PUBG is
place.
free.
PUBG is free.
Just like
Certainly
that
is
crate.
free. That crate was certainly free, as no one contested it at all. It's going to be the side of Method and HQA ganging up, sprayed down. It is HH24, our kill leader. Has been knocked out of his car, and you'd think about knocked out of the game.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Gets in just before he gets inside the door. That is Method, or HQA, claiming the kill onto HH24. Needs to get a simpler name to say. Maybe just rename it 24.
Double
mate.
H24.
Double H24?
I think we just made it longer, though.
Yeah.
How about
Easy to say, though.
What is HH24? Howard Hoovered 24 hours a day.
Howard Hoover? 24 hours.
Howard Hoover. Maybe that's like a gas station.
It could be. It sounds like a gas
I feel
station.
like it's a gas station.
I don't know.
Welcome to Howard Hoover. We're open 24 hours a day. Well, that's going to be them. Here we go. Coming out. A crash
this is a risky one.
on the space station.
This is Revenant. They haven't had a good day. And
They're pulling off this one.
whoa, in a buggy.
Are they being chased down?
not much cover.
I see.
It's on fire too. It's very close to exploding. If he crashes this in... Oh, mate.
Just in
Oh, he doesn't get in the door.
Sixless with the DP from downtown.
Yeah.
We'll be connecting.
Espinoza is going to have to...
Should be able to get the revive. Unless Sixless confirms
Well,
it.
you'd think that they would be able to get the revive.
They were able to crawl through the door right there, though, right? They
Yeah,
opened the
so
door.
The revive is coming out. Jeez, look at the distance.
Look at that distance.
That's the same distance as the DP would have been shooting at too. So that's a long shot there from Sixless. Not going to get anything for it, unfortunately. Just a bit of damage stat.
Hey, it's all about the clout. That's all we care about.
It is.
The highlight
That's
clips
clout
for the
kill.
clout.
Hope he's recording that on his phone. So he.
We're recording it.
Well, yeah, but not from his point of view. So
True.
if he got that on his point of view, it would have been looking pretty good. Tanko is coming in to crash, meeting up with the rest of his gang.
Oh, Zute. Last
Zute's
game,
around
8
here.
kills. Looks like
It's going to need a bit more
we're
magic.
pulling off this one, trying to get out of here.
The acceleration on that Darcy ain't too hot, mate. You're in a bit of strife.
They spotted. Tanker knows. Tanker's got the Uzi.
He's got some backup now.
Got
Zute,
some
that's a
backup.
nice nade coming out. It's not going
Oh,
to
look at
find
this
Zute.
angle,
It's going
though.
to do damage, though. As Wi-Fi does have the covering fire. But Wi-Fi won't be able to help too much in this situation as Zute does go down and probably will be thirsted here by Tanker. He runs around the corner. Oh, it just saves Zute in time, but Zute will go down eventually. It is actually Savage Hearts picking Zute up, I believe. So a third party is...
Scoot in the door a little more. What's going on right
Yeah,
there? They're
let him
doing that in the
scoot.
doorway. Let him
him
scoot.
scoot.
What's going on here?
Your boy in.
Safe res.
Safe res.
That's what they're calling out right here. They're trying to get another angle. We see Wi-Fi driving on over there.
Yeah,
Looks
one
like
of
the
the
flush
other
is going to
players.
come on
Yep.
out. So they are going to be pulling off this one. Circle did pop. Gatka. Hey.
Gatka's in it. Chopsticks is pretty
Chopsticks
central,
are in
actually.
it.
So
You know, North of Quarry. Feeling good about my jellies right here.
Carnage from Omen. Kind of hanging out at the moment. It's just weaving a little bit.
Weaving.
So one of the players, well, two of the players from Omen actually go down. So it is just Wi-Fi and Carnage.
Yep,
now.
they're going to go for placements here. They're going to have the North. They're going to be coming in from the Runes most likely. Looking around, though, majority of our team members are going to be in the new zone. We see ATP out there by Pachinki. They're going to need to make some moves here.
Tempo are in the chopsticks. Infinex are on Blood and Loyalty. They've managed to knock out 2. This is on board with Infinex, as those are pretty long knocks. They might get revived, actually, as it is quite a ways away that this Blood and Loyalty squad is finding themselves.
So Tempo, they're in a nice little bowl. It does provide some solid cover. I don't know if anyone spotted them enter that location, because if that's the case, if I'm Spacestation Gaming and I got some grenades, I'm going to try to shoot some Kobe's all day long.
Yeah, I mean, when you are in this chopsticks position, you are vulnerable to the nades, but at the same time, you can nade out, because you'll get a rough idea of where players are. You won't be taking too much damage.
Oh, look at the little bears on the side of the buggy, too.
It's quite cute. Spray comes down. This is also the Unidos, I believe, and they are hurting. They are going to manage to get some cars up there. That car is rapidly climbing that hill, but you don't want to get... Oh,
you
be careful, mate.
Get stuck.
Don't get your tire blown out. Fantasy, get out of there.
A little roadblock action. You're going to be popping down here to the yellow.
Get a payback coming.
Oh, no,
he's hit
into a tree.
Oh, that's not good. That is not where you want to be right now, as Infinex are getting them on the other side.
Yep, that's sweaty hands will do it.
Oh, it's sweaty hands. They've highlighted the driving in the PMCO. Some of it has not been top-notch. This is the least efficient first aid kit I've ever seen. That was... 2
HP, though. I mean, it's important.
Oh, yeah, I guess, but...
What are you, a mathematician?
Math magician.
Math magician.
No,
what's it to you how he uses meds? Come on, man. It's
not,
2019. It's 2019.
Okay, he can med up for 2 HP if he wanted. I mean, if he had a booster there, probably would have
been more med control out here.
Look, I'm just saying he could use that later. If he's in the blue and he dies and then he goes down.
You live for the moment, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Not for tomorrow, especially out here in PUBG. You never know. You get the one tap dirt nap. You just be walking.
Yeah, but
one tap dirt nap, and then it's like, couldn't use my med.
Couldn't use my med. Unfortunately. As Blood and Loyalty are answering on to Infinex right now. Infinex have been getting the better of this engagement. They've managed to knock down 2 of the players and kill them off too. It's quite a long distance battle when you think about it. Circle's closing in. It's right.
Chopsticks.
Yep, chopsticks. South of Gatka, all in play as teams have to rotate in. Those teams that were hanging around the foothills of Everest are going to have to rotate in as well. A lot of teams rotating in from the southeast too. You can see them start to get involved in the kill feed. Method get one of their players knocked out by Team 9, and Method answer back onto Team 9. So this fight is going back and forth as you see more confirms coming out. Method down to 1 player up. It is Monarch.
Your favorite player?
He is my favorite player of the day. See if he can get a nice angle here. And
yeah,
that's a long nade.
Oh,
no, not at all. It's not going to come out.
Not looking good
he
right
might
now
just
for
have to...
Looks like Monarch's
cut his
pulling back
losses.
to try to get the revive onto at least one of the members.
Yeah, it looks like he's just pulling back in general as we have a compound crash coming. This is Savage Hearts compound crashing into the side of Euphoria, and Savage Hearts have lost that quite handily, unfortunately for them. Was that our first squad to go out? That could have been. Yeah, that could have been our first squad to go out.
Remaining.
So
60 minutes into this game.
Savage Hearts not finding themselves the last game of the day that they could really want, as Method players are getting confirmed. Monarch is in a third-party position here between these two squads, as Wildcard and HQA start trading blows.
Yeah, Monarch pulling off this smart decision, go for those placement points. We see a glimpse at the play area. Got a couple squads kind of sharing this neighborhood Gatka for the time being. Tempo Storm still in one of the chopsticks, going to be straight chilling, laughing at how they're continued to be in such great positions within these circles throughout tonight's matches.
3 games in a row where they've had lots of circle, but you wouldn't call it luck, you'd call it skill. They're playing
skill.
the percentages.
Pick it.
Yeah,
exactly. They pick it and they do a great job at it.
So you can scream luck in the chat all you want, but if their team is consistently doing it, you got to wonder if they have a formula, if they have an algorithm for it.
Yeah, they got it down packed.
Got it down pat.
4 alive too, so they're going to be looking good. Hopefully moving forward with the next circles popping up. I do see some grenades popping out from version 2, so that's kind of the counter to the chopsticks. You know, of course, grenades and explosions. Got to watch out for those.
Before you're onto wildcard battles happening on the northern side of your screen, on the top side of your screen is Tempo now throwing nades back. That is a hot one. It's not going to land on anything so far. One of the Tempo players just did peek out of the chopstick.
Hey, look at me.
Well,
it's like a groundhog.
Actually, it's groundhog.
Yeah. Winter for
prairie
7 months. So.
Lucky they won't be popping out. So these guys are just hanging out.
Hanging out. hanging out, just chilling.
No reason for them to move at all.
VSS.
Yeah, Rain has the VSS.
Probably one of my favorite guns, not going to lie.
Yeah, it actually is. It's not a bad shout in the chopsticks too, because people know.
The next circle of pop looks like most of the teams, you know, yes, they are a little uncomfortably close to each other, but I don't see any crashes coming out quite yet. So a couple moments to go. We'll see what ends up transpiring here.
Carnage from Omen did get knocked out after taking Juicy with him, but he is done and dusted. Is Wi-Fi the Lone Ranger now for that squad? He actually
got one with VSS, yeah.
Yeah, if he's actually looking at the end of this chopstick, so there is a squad at the end of the chopstick.
Monarch, so, I think I saw the kill feed.
Well, that's not what you want to be seeing.
Yeah.
They had a good day though, Method. They placed consistently high today. Got a 2nd place, a 5th place, got a few kills as well. So they're going to walk away pretty happy with the result as the circle does come in and pop. They have to get out of the chopsticks, and you see them move instantly. That is a southern shift and a half. A lot of teams have to move out of this chopsticks area.
So they're going to utilize.
And they're compound crashing already, yeah. Oh, Expect. He does drop it incredibly fast as he jumps out of that window. V2 were waiting for them, and they made a full advantage of it as 2 of the Tempo players are down or dead. Sprays come in as Rain is winning this fight. He's knocked 1, knocked 2. Tempo, all of a sudden, Rain is the only man up. He has 2 to deal with, or 1 to deal with at the moment. There is a 2nd one available to be revived.
And even after this fight, if Rain wins this fight, you have Euphoria in the pathway as well.
Certainly do. So getting the hat trick of chicken dinners is looking very unlikely for Tempo at the moment, as this last V2 player is proving to be a bit of a resistance. Wildcard do drop out in the meantime.
I mean, they wanted to take the most direct path into circle. You know, long rotates just weren't an option, so crash these buildings was the only choice.
Ooh, that's very close to that nade taking him out. Euphoria on the other side are starting to lay some hurt into teams such as Revenant.
Revenants are over here. Yep, Spacestation Gaming is to the south of this as well.
Yeah, Euphoria are actually posting up a lot of kills at the moment. I believe they're confirming every kill they try and get. Lucky guess on the nade.
That's what they need to do. That's exactly what they need to do this game.
As Tanker goes down.
Oh, he's got a molly. Mega's got a molly.
But he hears the Wi-Fi actually from Omen. Could play a bit of a spoiler here.
Oh, pre-firing right there. Might be whiffing a little shots and giving away their position. But we are going to be popping over here at Magnum.
Moving back, Rain is getting onto the 8 DP guys. I believe that is pushing in. It's not. It's actually is Carnage from the last. So one of the last Omen players.
Yeah, Omen popped up over here as well.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is still around this building.
Oh, Mega vaulted out the window.
Yeah,
somehow.
Mega's out the window. Revenants are out of the game. Or that nade has been popped. He's going to know. Wi-Fi knows. He's got ears.
Oh.
He's got sonar fucking hearing.
Heard the smoke. Yeah, heard the pin
heard the pull pin.
Knew the position of that enemy right away. How's Rain going to make it on out here? Looks like Rain's going to be making a smoke wall, though. Ooh. Might be providing some cover. It's going to be outrunning. The zone's chunking them down. Wi-Fi's going to be running right side by side. Rain's going to be going for the prone. Oh, Wi-Fi will be getting the kill right there.
This is the important of those first aid kits, and he just shimmies out as he will be able to get this one.
What?
Wi-Fi! Unfortunate. He does move up a position, though. He gets out in 9th place, Omen Elite. He did a great job there, Wi-Fi. Unable to get the med kit off, or the first aid kit off, so his game and his day will be ended.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic work from him. As Infinex are starting to bleed out, too. We've got a lot of squads with a lot of damage on them. Team 9 look like they're still 4 strong, so that's good news for them. HQA look like they're bleeding heavily. Spacestation Gaming have lost 1 player, it seems.
Yep, Euphoria
down to our final 8.
Going to be the only team within the compound that we saw all that mayhem unfolding just moments ago around the edge there. So they're a little bit out of view. Infinite, they're still going to be alive on the edge. With 3 alive, looks like they might have a crate.
Spacestation Gaming spraying into some trees, making sure there's no snakes laying in the grass. They are very aware of what's around them at the moment, actually. They have good information. As Team 9 throw grenades in, it is going to push Angry forward and hurt him a fair bit.
We got Wang out there, the solo player, probably creeping and crawling, but 9, they have 4 alive. They're going to try to push on into the zone, and Spacestation Gaming, 2 members alive. They're going to try to gatekeep this.
Not much longer. Rolex goes down, and you believe he's been thirsted out by Team 9 as well.
Clue. Angry's going to be getting the confirm on the Clue.
Yeah, but he's down, and that is Spacestation Gaming ended. They didn't get the chicken dinner that you wanted today, but
yeah,
they had a decent enough day. Wang, the last player alive, is actually going to try and take out as many 9 members as he can with him.
Wow, look at this crash at the cop out that we just saw happen.
Oh, yeah.
Just sending it with vehicles, 4 vehicles alive.
On
Here we
board
go.
with Wayne.
Euphoria, 4 alive. Infinex, 4 alive. This could be Infinex's game. Team
Latinos
9.
Unidos also 4 up, but now they've just had one of them knocked. Euphoria's player has been thirsted out, so they drop down to 3. As we see that compound fight being quite hectic as teams converge on it. It is Euphoria and Latinos Unidos in the same region.
Yep. Unidos.
Yeah, Unidos.
Unidos. They just crashed that.
Certainly did. Doesn't look like they had a fun time doing it, but
And then
they're in
Infinex
there.
is trying to pull up on this as well.
So we've got all 3 of the teams that are the healthiest crashing the same compound. That means 12 players in the same region. Something's got to give as we see some snakes go down as one of the 9K guys bleeding out eventually to Euphoria actually picking up the kills on those, the finishes on those guys, where it was HQA's Wang that did all the heavy work, lifting.
Wang's still alive too. Wang is pulling up behind 9. Maybe trying to get a couple.
Wang's a bit of a clutch player.
Yeah, we've seen multiple times. The Tempo Storm's still alive out there in the distance as well. Grouped up, real close to each other. Gotta be careful because Fan Pacey is near him as well. So we'll see what's gonna happen here.
Could be Team Totality out there. At the moment, they're laying some shots in, and it is Fantasy, as you mentioned. He is getting some shots into that Team Totality roster. Some players dropping very low there. He's actually got 2 knocks, so 1 more, and he could wipe that whole squad out, as Team Totality have not expected this, but he does get picked up by Infinex on the off angle. The last Team Totality player,
right there.
they are getting picked apart.
They're the furthest from the new zone.
It looks
as well.
like this looks like their day could be ending with this, as finding their way into the zone will be incredibly difficult. Wang is still hanging out as he's out in the zone.
Yep, that's what you like to see here. So other squads looking at this. Infinex paying off. Their push over here on this little shack is going to provide them cover. They blew up their vehicles. They still have 1 more vehicle to go. They have the Dacia, so just in case they want to utilize that. But they made their own little fort out here, and they're going to be looking out into the distance at those teams in the south that just aren't in this zone. We got 3 teams in the compound. That's safe. That's good to go. So those other squads, they have an open field, a couple trees. They need to make that push.
Yeah, it's 3 solo players that find themselves in those hills that have to move. So you'd imagine they're just playing a game of chicken at the moment to see who moves first, gets sprayed down, and loses its position.
Maybe get a kill, right? Like
maybe try and take one out. Well, you'd have to expect Team Totality's player has to move now. He actually just wore 1 to the dome and 1 to the chest. So you'd think that he's not feeling too hot. He's just popping some stims, but I believe he's going to go out to the zone as it claims him now. That is Tensor, who has found himself alive multiple times, the last player. As
do the solos all kill themselves to the zone is the question?
I think
or do they
that is
continue to try to snake it out?
I think that's the big brain play. It's not the most fun play. That nade greets the side of Euphoria. We'll knock out 1 player on the bottom floor. It wasn't the nade that we were looking at, but it was one of the nades at least. Now that knocks are coming in, these teams will know that there are weak teams and weak players. We could see some pushing in, as the snakes have actually all been dealt with now. So Wang is gone, and so is Team 9, who are out in a decent position for them.
3 teams remaining right now.
It
all
is
stacked on top of one
I'm
another.
backing Infinex here.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm backing Infinex. I don't think Latinos Unidos are going to have a great time pushing out of this compound. And Euphoria are down to 2 players.
Yeah, Euphoria, they're just getting peppered with grenades right now.
We've got Simple, Rojas, who have been kill leaders or in that top 5.
Chris has been able to clutch out some,
Chris is, yeah,
end
the first game we
as well.
casted together, actually. Chris clutched it up versus the Pittsburgh
Last
Knights.
game as well, pretty much ruining Method's game over there.
Yeah,
or
on
the
Sanhok.
game.
Yeah, it was the Sanhok game. So Chris has provided us with some highlight moments already, so maybe you can turn it on again for us.
Yeah, continue that. So I believe it's the last zone right now. So
it is slowly
where the
encroaching.
Dacia is, kind of near that Dacia that we see smoking is like the middle marker.
And that's why Infinex have the best position, because the teams will have to push out over that wall or past that water tower, and Infinex are going to be able to greet them. They could also use that Dacia that they still have as cover, as a Molotov does burn out one of the Euphoria gamers, so you'd think that's all over but the crying for them, as Infinex are now pushing in behind this house.
Yeah, making the push.
He does one getting actually knocked as he goes for the push, so...
Chris with the Groza.
Chris has the Groza, so level 3 is in tow. Might try and go for a 5 here, but he's going to get the spray down. He actually does find the knock on the player, so Infinex have pushed up to this wall.
See, Infinex, this is the game-winning play right here. They're going to push the wall. This is the only option.
They're breaking the door too.
The center asterisk right now. Yep.
Mitz has given up his position. So Infinex now know where Mitz is, and you'll see a player marking it. It is going to be Chris with the Groza.
Mitz should just be pinned down right now. I mean, the only way they can get out is either walk down to the bottom floor or vault out the window. So they're going to die to Blue most likely here.
This Groza from Chris could be absolutely devastating at this range. The fire rate on it is nothing short of biblical.
Grenades, mollies, if we had some type of utility right now that would have came in clutch, they're going to be exploding these vehicles, create kind of a roadblock right there, possibly.
Mitz has found himself on the roof, but you'd imagine this is where his journey ends.
Yeah. Might be able to get one more kill.
Oh, Chris does go down with a heavy push, but he does get covered by one of his teammates. That's simple. He's got 4 kills for the game. He's pushing around trying to get the thirst as well, and he's going to get the spray down. Does manage to pick him up. There's one more player or 2 Unidos players in this house. Simple's got 5 for the game.
Yeah, they're getting
a nade is being cooked though, and I believe that Latinos Unidos player heard that. As it's cooked, it's thrown. It's not quite good.
It did a little damage.
These Latinos Unidos players are being surrounded. They will pick Chris up. It is 4 strong.
There's
a Molotov.
That should burn.
That should push him out.
Burn, baby, burn.
Boy,
Karma's jumping on into the building. Karma's going to be
now
taken down right there. Oh my goodness. They're getting aggressive. They might be getting a little too aggressive. Don't want to throw this.
That Molotov just didn't spread to that Latinos Unidos player sitting in the house.
Another
but they're going to have to push out.
Molly.
That's actually blocking the door. So if he jumps out...
Oh, here's it.
Here he goes.
Mitz is still alive up there. Mitz is alive in the corner.
Mitz could secure 2nd place. He can also 3rd party this kill and take out the knock. He tries to finish the kill on Mitz, but he jumps out the window. And this will be the end of the game.
Almost had it. Almost had it.
The last player from Latinos Unidos in the house, just cowering in fear as he's being surrounded by Infinex. Simple. He knows where he is. He's in the kitchen.
We've seen 1v3s before. We've seen it before,
especially in doorways, so it can be quite risky. He pushes around. It is Simple, and he does finish the game off. So Simple has a big one to end the day. It might push him up to be the kill leader. He takes 6. It is Infinex, our squad that was leading at the start of the day, and they'll lead at the end of the day with that, as they claim themselves a big chicken dinner. It's a 12 kill.
They didn't want Tempo Storm catching up. That's the truth. They heard me ranting on about there's a storm coming, but they didn't want that happening, so they said, listen, we're going to get the chicken dinner this game. We're going to rack up as many kills as possible. We want more than just those 200 points.
But, Dave, the real story of this game is the fact that Latinos Unidos and Euphoria have managed to claw themselves up into a 2nd and 3rd place finish, which gives them some big points, and they definitely needed it as they were finishing their games up, or just about finishing their games up, and they were sitting pretty low on standings. So that's going to help them out so much leading into the elimination games, or tomorrow's last set of games, which will eliminate 8 teams.
So let's go check out the highlights from today's final match here. Prophecy from the very beginning, not able to get the clutch here, was camping it out. We had a solid 1v1 until Team Totality called the boys for the backup.
It was Tenso that called the boys in.
Called the boys.
This was a cute little play here from the side of ADP. He did end up blowing the car up to deny himself the point. This was Tempo Storm pushing around.
Push. They had no other option. They had to go through there. And even if they got through there, Euphoria was on the other side of this fight. Unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate for Tempo Storm. Rain manages to find 2 kills there, which is quite well. He finds a 3rd there. So he'd had a nice game still.
Mega throwing that grenade. Here's the pin from Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi going to be jumping over the window and getting that kill.
Supersonic hearing. He also got the next kill on Tempo Storm that finished them off. This was a nice little fight here. Spacestation Gaming ended up going out, unfortunately, to Team 9. But this was towards the end of the game. Chris, with that Groza, was pulling off some massive damage. He did get a bit overeager at one point. This was closing out the end of the game. Rojas manages to prevent that player from taking him out. Chris pulls through with the Groza. And then this was it. It was the end. It was simple. Jumping around the corner.
They didn't want to wait. They didn't want to wait. They could have waited it out, I feel like. The Infinex, they were getting a little aggressive there. I'm not going to lie. My heart started pumping a little bit. I was like, oh, hopefully they don't throw this one. But they ended up getting the win. So good for them. Even though they got a little aggressive at the end, I understand. They want to close the game out. Yeah. They did just that.
Well, they did close the game out. And maybe they have something to do. It is our last game of the day. Maybe they want to wrap up the night early and get into bed. Have a good night's rest.
Yeah, eat some lunch.
Eat some lunch, yeah.
Eat some lunch first.
No, it's on the east coast of America, or west coast of America. It'll be pretty late over there.
Okay.
Very late over there.
Dinner. Hey, regardless, it's done for the day.
It certainly is done for the day. Infinex picking up a 32-point chicken dinner. Latinos Unidos managed to get 4 kills on their way to picking up 18 points. Team 9 picks up 10 kills, which pole vaults them over Euphoria Gaming. So they've picked up 18 points. Euphoria 17. HQA 11. These are some teams that desperately need some point. Spacestation Gaming picked up 7 as well. So Tempo Storm didn't finish the day in the strongest manner, but they still managed to pick up 5 kills.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Rain mainly. He managed to get 3 or 4 of them. So he's picked it up and put 7 points on the board for the boys. Great job there.
Yeah, not too hot of a game for a couple of the squads that have been on fire this previous day, today. But regardless, Method again taking down 16th place, not something you want to see. Wildcard, Savage Hearts, ADP, Revenants, version 2, Omen Elite. That's in reverse order, just in case.
Yeah, so 8 GP gold. This is one of the rare offsets for them. They've usually been placing very high consistently. One of your favorite teams.
Only 2 points that game.
Yeah, only 2 points that game, so they went quiet. Revenants are continuing their slip down the leaderboard, but you think they did enough in their first game or day of games.
Well, they're done playing, right?
Themselves.
They're done playing.
Yeah, it's done now. This is the ending of the totals at
That's
the
what
moment.
everyone wants to see right here.
So yeah,
Infinex with the big point.
That's the most points that I've seen. Brazilian Killer's got 200 after 12 games, and Infinex has beaten that with 231.
So looking at the leaderboard, Pittsburgh Knights, Cloud9, they still have got their games to go. They're the only teams that could possibly contest that 231 point gap. That's going to be, I don't want to say a miracle, but definitely hard work.
They need 100 points on the day, and that hasn't really been seen. Cloud9 got 94 on the first day, but hasn't managed to capture that form. Stripe Gaming are still on this page. Unnamed still have their games to play, but we see Euphoria, Method, Team 9, Omen Elite, they're all moving up, and you'd think that they would be safe. Around that 100-point mark is definitely safe.
So all these teams are feeling really good right now.
Method might be a bit scared, but considering there are a lot of teams with 8 games to play.
And considering where they came from.
But they would be feeling good. I think they would be feeling okay. I think they'd be feeling confident that they'll pass through as we move on to the next board. This is where the people that have played 12 games aren't feeling too great. Teams like HQA, Latinos, Unidos, Savage Hearts, version 2, they're not going to be feeling very confident. Version 2 are... They'd need a miracle to survive this. Same with teams like Savage Hearts.
I mean, the point is if you tried, right? If you're version 2, your Savage Hearts, your HQA, if you tried your best here, that's all you can do. You just walk away, you tried your best, and hope for the best tomorrow that your opponents do horrible.
Yeah, you do hope the opponents do horrible. And
these are those opponents that you want to see do horrible tomorrow.
Yeah, so at the moment these guys are the ones that are eliminated, but they still have 4 games to play. This was the kill leaders. It is simple. Yeah, overtaking.
You called it.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Last game, yeah, you called it.
He got 6 kills in the last game, so he leapfrogged HH24, who had a quiet day, apart from the first game. Rojas puts himself up there. As Espinoza slides down to 5th place, you'd imagine that he would disappear from the board tomorrow with Cloud9 and Pittsburgh Knights playing.
I mean, when you're at the top like this, people are going to be gunning for you.
Certainly are.
Easy as that, You give them a carrot, they're going to chase it down. So, great plays from a majority of our players this game, especially Infinex. I mean, they got 2 of the top fraggers right here. That's at the top of the leaderboard. So, moving forward into the next stages, you got to think like these squads, they're going to be racking up some more points and probably making it to the land in Malaysia.
Yeah, well, you'd hope that. Well, I think there's a few of these teams that will be making it there, as North America have a few qualifier spots. But well, we've had a great day of games here, Dave. We've had a fantastic day, but that's all we're all for good for. Good for 4 games in a day. Tomorrow you'll have to join us for the rest of the games. That will close out the group stage, so we'll know who's going home there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again on the PUBG Fall Club Invitational. Well, it's not the Invitational, it's the Club Open, actually.
Tomorrow.
2019.
We'll see you tomorrow.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Same place, same time, same beautiful faces. Thanks for watching.